personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality.
Good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to the Voice of Ocala on a beautiful, hot, warm, sunny day here in Ocala, Florida. I'm Tom Schmitz, joined by Austin Tapman, coming to you from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio at the Paddock Mall.
Palatial at the Paddock Mall.
You like that, don't you?
I like it. What's
You know
up?
what I don't like?
What don't you like?
Dying if I don't get to a trauma center soon enough.
Didn't think you were going there, but yeah, I wouldn't like that either.
You know, we have a trauma center here in Ocala.
Right.
Ocala Regional Medical Center. It has a trauma unit, Trauma 2 unit. State legislature decided not to draft legislation that would keep the trauma center open. So now it goes back to court as Shands in Gainesville is suing to close the trauma center here in Ocala. They say there's two reasons they want to close it. One is it's a Trauma 2 center, not a Trauma 1, and a Trauma 2 can't deal with the head injuries a Trauma 1 can deal with. So it's a safety issue, according to Shands. But let's get to really the crux of the issue. Shands says it'll also take a quarter of their business away from them.
So basically, they're just saying, hey, they're taking our money, and the other one is just throwing it in.
So let me get this right.
For effect.
Let's say I'm in a car accident on 200, and I have a traumatic injury that I need treated. Shands, because they want the business, is going to force me to go to Shands instead of go to ORMC?
Yeah, it doesn't make very much sense.
What if I die on the way to Shands, but I could have lived if I went to ORMC? I know Shands says it's a Trauma 1 versus Trauma 2.
What is the difference between
a Trauma 1 is much better equipped than a Trauma 2 to deal with a lot of head injuries and stuff of that ilk. But Shands also says we'll lose 25% of our revenue. I'm sorry, Shands. I would lose 100% of my life, maybe. I'm going to take living over you losing 25% of your revenue every damn day of the week.
It seems to me that when you're in the hospital business, your job is to care for people, right?
See, that's where you're mistaken.
People, care for people.
So you're mistaken. Nonprofit hospitals, their job is to care for people. For-profit hospitals, their job is to make money while caring for people.
So they're choosing to make more money while caring for less people.
No, that's not what they're choosing to do at all. Shands wants to care for people, and they want to make money doing it. ORMC wants to do the same thing. Monroe Regional is now a for-profit hospital. It wants to do the same thing. I don't have a problem with hospitals making money. I don't have a problem with Shands saying that ORMC shouldn't be open. But if I'm laying in the middle of the street and there's a trauma center 4 miles away versus a trauma center 34 miles away, I want the trauma center 4 miles away.
Who wouldn't?
Now, I know that's real simplistic on how we're looking at things. But when you're laying in the street with a traumatic injury, do you really care whether you're costing Shands money by not going there?
No, not at all.
Nobody does. And this is going to be in the court systems. And the legislature could have acted on this, and the Senate did. The House had some issues where there was no compromise going on, and so it died on the House floor. And there wasn't legislation passed that would have allowed ORMC's trauma center and 2 other trauma centers to remain open and not face court battles. And I know there's a lot more that goes into it than the simplistic way I'm explaining it. But simply put, if I have an injury that can be treated at a Trauma 2 center just as well as it can be treated at a Trauma 1 center, I want to go 4 miles, not 34 miles.
Now, my question is, why don't we make it a Trauma 1 center?
That's good.
That's a good
There's a
question.
lot that goes into making a Trauma 1 center, and I don't think that we're equipped in our area to do that. But a Trauma 2 center is not a bad trauma center, by the way.
I'd rather a Trauma 2 center than no trauma center at all.
And don't get me wrong, Shands, when you're talking trauma centers, 34 miles away isn't that far.
Yeah.
especially if they land the helicopter and everything.
Well, where are they going to land a
it's-
helicopter on 200?
Oh, they could do it. There's no problem. They put it in one of the empty parking lots here at the mall and take them from an ambulance to here. It could be done. I'm just saying, even a helicopter ride 34 miles isn't as quick as an ambulance ride 4 miles. I'm just doing the simple math there. And I'm sure people will tell me I'm wrong, and I may have made this way too simplistic for a lot of people. But the reality of the situation is, if I'm laying with a traumatic injury in the middle of 200, I'd rather go 4 miles than 34 miles. That is not arguable. Unless I have a head injury so significant that trauma 2 can't handle it. And then common sense says take me to the trauma 1 that can handle it. Just my thoughts. It's Trivia Tuesday with Tom. You know, today I got some tickets that are hot items because they're sold out. You can't get these tickets anymore. They're breakfast tickets for this Saturday to the Helping Hands Run and Breakfast 5K. It's going to take great place at the Greenway Trailhead on Baseline. Pancakes, eggs, sausage, fruits, bagels, coffee, all kind of stuff.
Before the 5K?
Before the 5K. No, after the 5K. I'm sure it's
Okay.
after because it's from 8 to 9:30. 5K probably starts early in the morning.
Not sure I want bagels, coffee, pancakes, and eggs all before I go run a 5K.
Yeah, no, I think the 5K probably starts at 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Regardless, it's a hot ticket.
It's a hot ticket, the breakfast ticket to the Helping Hands 5K Run and Breakfast. I'm going to give a set of 4 of these away. Actually, I'm going to give 2 sets of 4 away to this. So we got a lot of hot items to give away today. It's Trivia Tuesday with Tom. We'll take a break. When we come back, as long as I don't suffer any kind of traumatic injury in the break, it'll be Trivia Tuesday with Tom on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Men, do you know your testosterone level? Are you experiencing decreased energy levels or unusual sleeping problems? Have you noticed you have less strength or endurance, decreased sex drive, increased irritability or depression? If so, you may be experiencing problems with low testosterone. If you're interested in a free testosterone screening, please call Rinstar Medical Research at 352-629-5800. Again, that number is 352-629-5800. Mother of All Mother's Day drawing coming up next Wednesday. And Tom, Don Pardo, tell them what they win.
You can win a all-expense-paid trip to the properties to get a cut, color, and style. Classes at KMF Fitness. You can also win an all-expense-paid trip for 4 for dinner at Eaton's Beach, Sandbar and Grill.
There you go.
You can also win 4 tickets to the historic Marion Theater.
4 of them.
2 rounds of golf to the Ocala Golf Club. $50 gift certificate to Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood.
Too much here? I mean,
$50 gift certificate to Mojo's Grill and Catering Company.
how about this Sunday Mother's Day thing?
No, there's 2 tickets to Symphony Under the Stars. And for the mother who gets all of that, so she doesn't have time to clean the house, there's a $125 gift card to 2 brooms and a mop for house cleaning.
Get out of here.
All that can be yours in the mother of all Mother's Day giveaways, right here from Properties, Kinetic Motion Fitness, and the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin on The Source. Hi, this is Tom Schmitz of the Voice of Ocala, heard daily on these airwaves from 3 to 6 p.m. People always come up and ask me, is Buddy Martin really a nice guy to work with? And I always tell them, sure, he's one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. It's a pleasure working with Buddy every day. It's almost like no work at all. Did that sound believable? I mean, wait, is this still on?
Hi, I'm Buddy Martin. Don't touch that dial. I'll be along in just a moment here after Tom and the Tribinator, right here on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
This is Austin Tavern reminding you to stay in contact with us at WOCA. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Voice of Ocala. Make sure to become a friend of our Facebook page and call us at 622-9622.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Dennis DeMick. He's the executive editor of Environment for National Geographic magazine, speaking about the May cover story titled Eat, the New Food Revolution.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
Carol Ann Baldwin will be in the studio answering your questions about your lawns and your gardens on her show, You've Got a Garden.
Annabelle Hertz is an author. She'll be speaking about her new book, Seeing Green. It's a humorous jaunt into D.C. politics and environmental activism.
And then Joe Reichel will be here from Damage Control. He'll be answering your do-it-yourself homeowner questions as well as talking about how he does what he does when he does what he does.
Elise Minton is the executive beauty editor for New Beauty magazine, and she's featured on Extra and NBC. She'll be speaking about the best of the best, makeup, hair, and skin.
And Carol DeWolf Nickel is coming on. She's the editor-in-chief of Live Happy magazine. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
When a woman quits her career to have kids, she's typically leaving during her highest earning years. In a case of divorce, she should be compensated for what she gave up. Instead of a day off, plan a stop day, a day when we completely cease all labors and relax. The longest amount of time both of you can be silent before the moment becomes officially awkward, 4 seconds.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, I'm Buddy Martin. Don't touch that dial. I'll be along in just a moment here after Tom and the Tribinator, right here on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
WOCA,
WOCA, Ocala.
You're listening to Trivianator Tuesday with Tom Schmitz. He went to Georgia Southern. Don't ask.
on the phone. Lord have mercy, how she even get them bridges on? That honky tonk, but donkey donk.
Now, honey, you can't never go wrong with a good padonkadonk. I'm just telling you. Trace Atkins, you're pulling it out today, aren't you? Got it going on.
Of course. It's a good song.
Honky tonk, padonkadonk.
But Donkadonk with a B by Trace Atkins.
You know.
Good song.
Who's a badonkadonk? Shan's Hospital.
Here we go again.
I want to clear up just in case somebody had misunderstood what I was saying. I'm not blaming the legislature for anything that's happening. The legislature's tried their best to do right by ORMC. This is strictly driven by Shan's wanting to put a trauma center out of business, not because they're doing a bad job, not because they're killing people. Shan's wants to put ORMC's trauma center out of business because it's taking money from Shan's. Whether you live or die, be damned, according to Shan's, as long as we're making money. By the way, I just had a discussion off the air with somebody here in the station. You know, a heart attack or a stroke, the first 30 to 40 minutes are the most important time for a heart attack or a stroke.
Vital.
You're not getting the Shan's from Ocala in 30 or 40 minutes with a heart attack or a stroke.
You'll get a nice helicopter ride.
You can get to ORMC by then, though. Just wanted to point that out. It's Tribinator Tuesday with Tom. Time to play against the Tribinator. Today, I'm giving away 4 passes to the breakfast at Helping Hands 5K Run and Breakfast. It's Saturday, May 10th. The Greenway Trailhead on Baseline. They're going to have pancakes, eggs, sausage, fruit, bagels, all kind of stuff from 8 to 9:30. I'm going to give 4 tickets away to that. And all you got to do is answer some trivia questions. The first question being, are you ready for this, Austin? I should make these particularly hard, shouldn't I?
No.
You sure? All right, here we go. Question number 1. What infamous U.S. robbers have the surnames Parker and Barrow? What infamous U.S. bank robbers have the surnames Parker and Barrow? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline at 622-9622 for your chance to win 4 tickets, 4 tickets to the breakfast for Helping Hands 5K Run and Breakfast Saturday, May 10th on the Greenway Trailhead on Baseline Road. So you're going to get breakfast for 4, You're going to help a good cause. You're going to go out to a good cause, Helping Hands, and you're going to enjoy some fabulous weather because the weather's supposed to be great Saturday. So,
and all the callers who call in will be registered
for the mother of all Mother's
Yes.
Days. Wait till I tell you what all is involved with that. But right now, Helping Hands 5K Running Breakfast, Saturday, May 10th, Greenway Trailhead on Baseline Road. I have 4 breakfast tickets. There you go. A family of 4 can go get breakfast. You don't have to mess up the kitchen. You don't have to do any cooking. They'll do it all for you. Call the Climate Control Source hotline at 622-9622. If you know the answer to what U.S. robbers had the surnames Parker and Barrow. It's pretty easy, actually, if you think about it. All right, Austin. So this grandmother goes to the hospital. She's experiencing chest pains. So she goes to the hospital and they check her out and everything. The nurse comes back in, and wait till you hear what the nurse told her. But first, we'll go to the phone lines. Who do we have?
John.
Hi, John. How are you today?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So you agree with me, John, that when it comes to trauma center, if you're laying in a traumatic accident, you'd much rather go 4 miles than 34 miles?
Without a doubt.
It seems so obvious.
It's a no-brainer. I mean, unless you have brain damage, then you might not want to go.
Well, if you got brain damage, you may need to go to the 134 miles away.
You need the answer?
Yeah, let's go with the answer. What U.S.
Bonnie and
robbers?
Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde. You're entirely correct. There you go. All right, if you get the second answer right, you're the winner of 4 tickets to the Helping Hands 5K Running Breakfast this Saturday. What is the name of the guys' gang that John Travolta is a member of in the movie Grease?
The Sharks? I don't know.
The Sharks is not correct. Not correct. Hey, thanks for playing, John. Let's go right back out to the...
Thank you. Bye. Not you, buddy. The other buddy. Bye.
All right, thanks. So John didn't get it. So now the question is, what is the name of the guys' gang that John Travolta is a member of in the movie Grease? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline. 622-9622 for your chance to win 4 breakfast tickets to the Helping Hands 5K Running Breakfast. All right, so this grandmother, Austin, she goes to the hospital. She's got chest pains. She's 66 years old. She goes to the hospital in Independence, Missouri. The nurse comes back in and says, "No wonder you're having chest pains. You're a meth addict.
Okay, yeah.
We found methamphetamines in your system." Grandma Harrington said, "Not me. No way. I've never done that. I was adamant." The nurse said, "No, you did them." I said, "No, it was devastating. I just don't do the stuff." Guess what?
She doesn't.
She doesn't do the stuff. The hospital ran the same urine a second time. The results came back negative. They told her the first test just was a false positive.
Right.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
So the granny, 3 months later, got denied her prescription for diabetes. She asked why, and the insurance company and her doctor said your methamphetamine use has disqualified you.
Well, I don't use methamphetamines.
She said, "I don't use methamphetamines." They said, "Your medical records say you tested positive for methamphetamines." She said, "What?" So she gets her medical records. Sure enough, they never removed the positive. They just put a little note that says, "Retested and passed, no methamphetamines in her system."
Oh, man.
So she asked the hospital to remove the reference to methamphetamines. The hospital says, "Nope, records are records. That's how it is." So now she's suing in court to try to get her medical records changed.
Very good.
This is what is wrong with our country. It takes us having to go to court.
This is why everything gets locked up in court, because little petty things like
common
this.
sense would do. Somebody should come back in and say, "Yeah, you darn on methamphetamines. Let's just wipe that out and move on."
What does the hospital have to gain for keeping this record?
Let's let a doctor mark through it and initial it and move on.
This hospital is preventing this lady from getting her diabetes medicine.
Oh, no, she's already, the insurance company and all has given her that. They went back and gave her medicine.
But still, she had to go through all this headache, all these troubles because of the hospital wouldn't remove a false positive test.
Exactly.
Now, wouldn't this be stressful for her and cause her more pain and trouble too?
I would think so, but this hospital doesn't care.
Good job, hospital.
Way to go.
You're on a hospital kick today.
I'm on a
aren't you?
hospital kick today.
They're not a happy place to begin with.
Except for the hospitals in Ocala, all hospitals are kind of aggravating me. The ones in Ocala aren't. They're great hospitals, but the rest of them are kind of aggravating me.
Right.
So I don't understand that. Tributator Tuesday with Tom. It's your chance to win 4 breakfast tickets to the Helping Hands 5K running breakfast Saturday, May 10th. It's breakfast on us. You don't have to dirty up your kitchen. You don't have to do anything. It's a breakfast for 4. They're going to have pancakes, eggs, sausage, fruit, bagels, all kind of stuff. Serving from 8 to 9:30. This is a $8 ticket, and I'm going to give you 4 of them. All you got to do is answer trivia questions. First question out there is, what gang was John Travolta a member of? What was the name of the guys' gang John Travolta was a member of in the movie Grease? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline at 622-9622 for your chance to win 4 breakfast tickets to the Helping Hands 5K running breakfast Saturday, May 10th. The Greenway Trailhead on Baseline. Pancakes, eggs, sausage, fruit, bagels, and more. All you got to do is call in for your chance to win these 4 tickets for a family of 4. It's a great breakfast on Saturday morning, and you don't have to get up the day before Mother's Day, dirty up the kitchen or anything like that. So it'll be great. Austin, do we have a caller?
Yes, Sean.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Wonderful. Now, Sean, do you have a family of 4?
Yes.
So this will be great for you. You won't have to cook breakfast Saturday morning or anything.
Yeah.
If you win this, it'll be great.
Okay.
All right, so what was the name of the guy gang John Travolta was a member of in the movie Grease?
I believe it was T-Birds.
It was the T-Birds. Now, here's your follow-up question. What was the name of the girl gang in the movie Grease?
Pink Ladies.
See there, you're a winner. Just that quick. You don't have to cook breakfast Saturday morning now. It's going to be made for you.
Wonderful.
Hang on the line, and Austin will get your information. And we're going to enter you in the Mother of All Mother's Day competition where you could win your own Mother's Day pack where you could just send people out of the house, get your house cleaned by 2 brooms and a mop and all kind of goodies. So just hang on the line for us.
I sure will. Thank you.
All right, Ryan, see how easy that was, just giving stuff away?
If she wins both of the... Well, she won the first contest, but if she wins the Mother of All Mother's Day contest, that is a treat right there.
That's exactly. So, did you see this story about the plane, the single-engine plane that crashed into a crashed into a house in a Denver suburb yesterday?
I don't think so.
There's a pilot of a single-engine Piper PA-25 crashed into a North Glen house about 3:44 yesterday afternoon. Crashed into the house in the corner of Livingston Drive and Clare Lane. The plane was pulling a large advertising banner for Geico just before it crashed. The pilot identified as Brian Veach, an employee of Dragonfly Banners out of Larkspur, Colorado, who's also a veteran of South Metro firefighters. But why is that significant? Well, he survived the crash. He did crash into a house, so caught the house on fire and everything. It's a house he used to own. Talk about the guy that used to own the house coming back unannounced.
Unwelcome, probably.
Well, dropping a plane through the roof.
Somebody already lived at Somebody
lives there now.
Lives there now.
Right. He sold the pilot that crashed into it. Sold the house in 2003. I guess he really disliked that house so much he had to go back and get it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just a really, really bad coincidence or he just didn't like the house being.
That house really sucks. I think I'm going to crash a plane into it.
And you said it was pulling a advertising
for
banner?
Geico.
It'd be even really more funny if the plane was like insured by Geico and the house was insured by them.
Wonder if that had happened in Ocala, would he have wanted to go to ORMC or Shands?
Well, he's still living, so...
ORMC, the Trauma Center at ORMC.
That would have helped him, yeah.
Matter of fact, I may just want to go out and walk out in front of a car and get hit just so I can go to RMC.
That's your decision.
It is,
Wouldn't be my first decision, but...
If you do decide to do it, though, Austin and I will be there for moral support.
Yeah, I understand. At ORMC or at the crash site?
Both.
Oh, well, there you go then. Hey, we're going to
places.
take a break for Trivia Tuesday with Tom. When we come back, we'll ask you a new question, give away 4 more tickets to breakfast at Helping Hands 5K Running Breakfast. That's this Saturday, May 10th. We'll do that next right here on the Voice of Ocala's Trivia Tuesday with Tom, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget, owner of the brand new Proper Tees Salon. It's a perfect time to freshen up your cut and color for the new year. And if you really want to change up your look, talk to us about Hotheads extensions for extra volume and length. How about a blowout for date night? Give us a call. Enjoy some me time while you relax in our newly renovated salon and check in on Facebook using our free Wi-Fi. We know you'll be happy with your new look. We guarantee it. Our style guarantee assures you that no matter what, you will love your hair or we will fix it for free. Call for your appointment today. 352-351-1771. We're located in downtown Ocala next to the Southside Deli. Tell us Buddy sent you for 20% off your first service visit. Now hiring licensed cosmetologists, nail techs, and front desk staff. Visit our website, thepropertees.com, for our online application. The Proper Tees Salon, timeless elegance meets classic style.
Mother of All Mother's Day drawing coming up next Wednesday. And Tom, Don Pardo, tell them what they win.
You can win a all-expense-paid trip to the Proper Tees to get a cut, color, and style. Classes at KMF Fitness. You can also win an all-expense-paid trip for 4 for dinner at Eaton's Beach, Sandbar and Grill.
There you go.
You can also win 4 tickets to the historic Marion Theater.
4 of them.
2 rounds of golf to the Ocala Golf Club. $50 gift certificate to Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood.
Too much here? I mean,
$50 gift certificate to Mojo's Grill and Catering Company.
how about this Sunday Mother's Day thing?
No. There's 2 tickets to Symphony Under the Stars. And for the mother who gets all of that, so she doesn't have time to clean the house, there's a $125 gift card to 2 brooms and a mop for house cleaning.
Get out of here.
All that can be yours in the mother of all Mother's Day giveaways right here from Proper Tees, Kinetic Motion Fitness, and the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin on The Source.
News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A new government report warns that global warming is going to lead to increasingly disruptive conditions.
The report, the work of hundreds of scientists operating under a federal review board, says climate change is already causing droughts, stronger storms, and torrential rainfall. Critics claim the report overstates the effects and provides political backing for President Obama's energy agenda.
Fox Business Network's Rich Edson. The White House says a U.S. team will be sent to Nigeria to help in the search for nearly 300 teenage girls abducted recently from their school.
The leader of the group is threatening to sell the girls as slaves, and there have been reports that some have already been forced into marriage.
Fox Radio's Emily Wither. Some better news for home buyers. A new report says weak sales are slowing down what have been sharply rising home prices. The research firm CoreLogic says prices rose more slowly over the 12 months ending in March. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he developed a debilitating case of foot asthma, and the only way to cure it was to go to Golfsmith. There, he could pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. His wife probably didn't believe in foot asthma, but at least now she could clear the house of all those foot inhalers. Pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. Only $169.99 at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Make your small business even smarter with ADT Security Services. Through June 1st, get $250 instant savings on select ADT business packages. Improve your operations with 24/7 burglary monitoring, remote climate and lighting control, secure real-time video, and more. So call ** ADT from your cell phone. That's ** 238. ADT. Our business is helping your business. 36-month monitoring contract required. For applicable terms and conditions, visit ADT.com. Florida EF00.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com and in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. We're in Florida. A nice day today with mostly sunny skies. Our afternoon high 85 on the coast to near 90 inland. Clear tonight, though 63 inland, 69 on the coast. Tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy with a high of 86 at the coast, 91 inland. More the same on Thursday, mostly sunny, high 86 near the coast, 91 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
WOCA, keeping you in touch with Ocala.
John Wayne left in this town, and I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise 'cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway on my old stud Leroy, and the girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody says, save a horse, ride a cowboy.
We're back on Tribune Tuesday with Tom. Let's go out and get another question right away, Austin. We've already gave a 4-pack of tickets away to the Helping Hands 5K Run and Breakfast this Saturday. 4-pack of tickets. It's a 4-pack of tickets. That way you don't have to, mother, now she wouldn't have to cook breakfast on Saturday or Sunday. That's a perfect gift for a mother there. Most mothers shouldn't be cooking on Sunday because it's Mother's Day. Then you win these, you don't cook on Saturday either. All right, here's the question. Where's the Sea of Tranquility located? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline. 622-9622 for your chance to win 4 tickets to the Helping Hands 5K Run and Breakfast. It's this Saturday, May 10th, Greenway Trailhead at Baseline Road. Pancakes, eggs, sausage, fruit, bagels, and much, much more. Serving from 8 to 9:30. It's an $8 ticket. And you're going to win 4 of them here for free. Just for playing Tribune Tuesday with Tom. Where is the Sea of Tranquility located? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline. 622-9622. Ryan?
Yes?
Have you ever heard of exploding head syndrome?
Maybe no.
I'm going to explain exploding head syndrome to you in just a few moments and see if you suffer from it. I know that I do.
I might.
But let's go out to the phone lines first. Who do we have, Austin?
John.
Hi, John. How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
Wonderful, John. John, do you have an opinion on this trauma center that we have at ORMC, whether Shan should keep trying to shut it down or not?
On the trauma center for Shan's?
Yeah, no, Shan's we have an ORMC has a trauma center in our town. Shan says that we shouldn't have it. They should be the only trauma center in our area. How much sense does that make?
Well, okay, but they're in our area is a little bit of a drive there to Shan.
I think you get the point right away, John.
Well, sure I do, but you know, Ocala's been Ocala for years, and they like to kind of suppress it in every way they can, but okay.
Yeah,
That's
well,
fine. Look what happened to Monroe with the health system. So we're changing.
We are changing. We're ever changing here in our town. John,
Forever in the day changing.
Where's the Sea of Tranquility located?
Dark side of the moon. How about that?
It is. That is correct. Now, if you get this next question right, you'll win 4 tickets to the Helping Hands 5K Running Breakfast this Saturday. You got people you're going to take to the breakfast with you, John?
I'll find some lady out there.
You'll find somebody. I like that. All right. What vegetable takes its name from the capital of Belgium?
From the capital of Belgium?
Yes.
That's bell pepper, doesn't it?
Bell pepper is not the correct answer. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing Tribune Tuesday with Tom, though, John. Good try. So the question out there now is, what vegetable takes its name from the capital of Belgium? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source Hotline at 622-9622 for your chance to win. So, exploding head syndrome, I want to know if you suffer from any of these.
What are the symptoms?
I think I know where you got this from.
This is a real medical disorder.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. People with exploding head syndrome hear loud noises when going to sleep or waking up. The type of noise can vary from explosions and fireworks to slammed doors, the sound of a gun firing, an enormous roar, shouting, thunder, or a crack of lightning. The noises start suddenly and last only a few seconds. They are sometimes joined by flashes of light and usually make your body jerk up or a leg jerk yourself back awake.
I don't have any of those symptoms, which I'm kind of
happens to me 3 or 4 times a week. And you're right, I did get this off Live with Kelly and Michael.
Saw it this morning.
Somebody out there, a couple Tommy Bond disciples want me to say TC Baseball #1.
I think they're playing the Villages tonight for the in the regional tournament.
Are they? Wow.
So.
We'll follow up on that in high school in baseball today in sports. Who do we have on the line, Austin?
Hugh.
Hugh, how are you, buddy?
How you doing, guy?
If I got any better, Hugh, I'd be twins, but I'm not sure the world could handle 2 of me. Hugh,
okay.
Hugh, you're always a nuts and bolts guy. Get to the common sense of things. Does it make much sense to have a trauma center in Gainesville wanting to shut down a trauma center here in Ocala?
Well, that don't make any sense to me, but I tell you, I never rode in a helicopter before.
Well, it would be a good helicopter ride. My question is, we could get the CEO of Shands on the phone and say, here's the scenario, pal. You're on I-75 at the 200 exit and you're in a traumatic accident. You want us to take you to your hospital up in Gainesville, or you want to take the 4.5-mile drive to the Ocala Trauma Center?
Oh, I'd like to stay in town.
Yeah, I bet the CEO, given that he was, about to bleed out, would probably stay in town too instead of going to his hospital.
Exactly.
All right, Hugh, let's start with Tribune Tuesday with Tom. You're going to try to get Linda to this breakfast so you can do it, make Hugh look good, huh?
Right.
All right, Hugh. What vegetable takes its name from the capital of Belgium?
Well, it's one of my favorite. It's Brussels sprouts.
It is probably one of my 2 or 3 favorite vegetables in all of vegetables.
Right.
That's a German, Wisconsin upbringing from my father, Hugh. That's what that is.
Well, same here.
Yeah, so, we understand that kind of mentality. All right, Hugh, if you get this second one right, you'll win 4 tickets to the breakfast, Helping Hands 5K Running Breakfast. What is the smallest of all citrus fruit?
Kumquat?
Hugh, you are a winner. Hugh, stay on the line so we get your information so we can also enter you into the Mother of All Mother's Day so you can win Linda a huge Mother's Day prize too. Hang on the line.
Tom, good show. Keep her going.
Thanks, Hugh. Hang on the line for us. So, you don't have any of this exploding head syndrome?
Except on the 4th of July when I'm trying to go to sleep.
It happens to me all the time where I'll be laying in bed and I'll hear the door slam and I'll snatch up and go, what's going on? Who slammed the door? And my girlfriend will be like, what in the world are you talking about?
No.
And it's just as real. You literally think you're hearing a door slam or something like that. And you jerk awake. I mean, it usually happens just as you're drifting off to sleep. It doesn't happen once you get heavy to sleep. It's just when in a few minutes right there where you're just between consciousness and unconsciousness.
Well, now that you mention it, every now and then I do, like, when I'm just about to fall asleep, you get that feeling where you're, like, about to fall or something like that, and then you jerk yourself, like, across the bed.
It's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're sitting in class one day and you fall asleep and you keep falling on your arm, and then one time you fall a little too much and you jerk up.
Kind of the same thing.
Kind of like that.
But it's called exploding head syndrome. So Hugh won today, huh?
Hugh won, yes.
Look at there. Well, let's try to what do you want to give away now? Let's give away a $10 gift card to Mojo's Grill and 2 tickets to the historic Marion Theater. What do you think?
Sounds like a great date night to me.
$10 gift card to Mojo's Grill and Catering Company and 2 tickets to the historic Marion Theater. Let's go ahead and ask the question, what country lies closest to Greenland? What country lies closest to Greenland? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline at 622-9622 for your chance to win 2 tickets to the historic Marion Theater and a $10 gift card to Mojo's Grill and Catering Company. What country lies closest to Greenland?
That's a good question.
So did you hear about this idiot in New Smyrna Beach? The Florida teen that posted the YouTube video of himself driving?
No.
And he entitled the video, My Idiot Self Driving.
Well, at least he's honest.
Yeah.
He was erratically driving down State Road 44 in New Smyrna Beach. He was arrested and charged with crashing into multiple cars. He was charged with 2 counts of leaving the scene of a crash with injuries after posting the 4-minute clip, me driving like an idiot, online on YouTube. He reportedly filmed himself crashing into 4 vehicles and put 5 people, including himself, in the hospital.
How many views did he get?
He was arrested on Friday after posting the video on Tuesday.
Sounds like the man just simply wanted a chance to go visit the penitentiary.
He might have wanted to try the Ocala Medical Center, too.
The 18-year-old is also facing charges of reckless driving and driving without a license. You think? The police said, looking at the video, we decided whether to charge Kelly with intentional battery. We decided not to, but we certainly appreciate that he posted the video.
Thanks for turning yourself in, man.
You idiot. We got somebody on the phone, Austin?
Yes,
Who
Kathy.
do we have? Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Hi. Hello. I think it's Russia, isn't it?
Russia is not the correct answer.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Hey, Kathy. Thanks for playing, though.
Thanks.
We're going to take a break. When we come back from break, I'm going to tell you about the dumbest story I've read in a long, long time. This rivals Donald Sterling not wanting his girlfriend to be friends with black people in public. Plus, we got a caller? Let's take the caller real quick.
We got Dan.
Dan. Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Dan, if you were in a traumatic accident, you want him to take you to Shands or you want him to take you a little drive here in Ocala?
Well, it's kind of funny you said that because my son broke his arm a few weeks ago and we had to go from Ocala Regional to Shands. So I guess Shands.
Huh. Well,
I don't know. I mean, they said we couldn't go there. We had to go to Shands. I don't know. I mean, but if it's a big trauma accident, the quicker the better.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The quicker the better. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe because they have a good children's hospital at Shands and orthopedic for children and everything.
Yeah.
That may have something to do with it. All right, Dan, what country lies closest to Greenland?
That would be Canada, I believe.
Canada is the correct answer. All right, Dan, you get the second question right. You win 2 tickets to the historic Marion Theater plus a $10 gift card to Mojo's Grill and Catering Company. Where on the body would you find the mandible?
Say that again, find the what?
Where in the body would you find the mandible?
Mandible?
Yeah.
I think that's your ear.
It is not your ear.
Ow!
Oh, Dan, so sorry. Thanks for playing.
Thanks, guys.
We're gonna take a break. When we come back from break, we'll wrap up Trivia Tuesday with Tom, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Whenever something big happens in Ocala and Marion County, Buddy Martin is there on the case.
John Gruden, ESPN Monday Night Football, today spoke to the group here at the Gateway Bank. I'm going to play a little game of just word association with you. 1, Ocala.
Ocala is just a great community. It's a great group of people.
John Gruden coaching again.
One of these days I'll be back.
So remember, always check out Buddy Martin on the Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
You know, Austin, I'm sitting here at the computer looking at our Facebook page, and boy, we really need to tell more listeners about our Facebook page.
No, Tom. See, you got it all wrong. Twitter is the new age.
What's a tweeter?
No, a Twitter, Tom. The Voice of Ocala has a Twitter.
We do? Well, how do we tell our listeners about that?
All they have to do is get the Twitter app or go to twitter.com, type in Voice of Ocala in the search box, and click follow.
All right, well, what's the tweeter do?
The Voice of Ocala's Twitter page updates all of its followers on the latest news, guests, giveaways, and contests.
Oh, okay. But couldn't listeners just tune in weekdays from 3 to 6 to 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, or even go to online at WOCA.com? Wouldn't that be easier?
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
It's time for the Frank Pollock Memorial Bicycle Ride to benefit Hospice of Marion County on May 17th at 8 a.m. It starts at Hospice at 3231 Southwest 34th Avenue. Choose between 30, 62, and 80-mile courses. Registration is $40. All participants will receive a post-ride lunch. This ride is supported by Brick City Bicycles, the most experienced specialized dealer in Florida. For more information or to get your equipment ready for the ride, call Brick City Bicycles at 352-369-9400.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. You don't have to sacrifice convenience for local personal service.
At Florida Credit Union, you can transfer your high credit card balances to our rewards card and actually get paid with cash back. You'll enjoy low rates and a customizable card that fits your lifestyle for free.
Never tried a credit union? Maybe it's time for a new game plan.
The Florida Credit Union Wave Card, connecting your money to your life.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Playing kissy, kissy, smoochy, smoochy, talking mushy, mushy about nothing. Man, I think I'm on to something, because I feel just like a kid again. I got a brand new girlfriend. I love it when she calls me Buttercup.
All right, back on Terminator Tuesday with Tom. The question that we went away with was, what was that question? Where would you find the mandible? The correct answer is the jaw. It's your jawbone.
I was going to guess the knee, so I was completely...
It's your jawbone.
I didn't even have a guess. So,
all right, this last story so infuriated me that I saved it till the end. Now, we just came out of the Donald Sterling story, the owner of the Clippers that have been banned for life and, you know, trying to force him to sell the team and all for saying disparaging words about African Americans. Remember that?
Not just African Americans, really...
Hispanics, African Americans,
yeah.
Well, let me tell you about what this teacher did. She had 30 students in her elementary school class from the ages of 10 to 11. She said, I want you to line up. She was trying to teach them a primary school lesson about race. I think I'd have done it a different way. She said, I want you all to line up from the lightest to darkest person in the room.
This is elementary school?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Parents said children came home Wednesday from Rylands Primary School in South Northwood and told them about the highly inappropriate ethnic diversity exercise. Parents have told me children laughed at one child because he was the blackest and argued about who was darker and who was lighter. One mother who did not want to be identified said there's not something you want to be happening in your school. I'd be mortified if I was my child. I think it's highly inappropriate. Parents have complained, but the school did not apologize. They tried to explain it away. One mother said, how can you think lining children up according to their skin color is educational? That's totally ridiculous. I'm ashamed to say my child is in that school. I don't understand. The school defended the lesson, saying it will foster respect, tolerance, and love for others, regardless of race, gender, religion, or difference, within a framework of equality of opportunity and fairness. No, it's not.
I do not agree with that.
It's got kids arguing over who's lighter and who's darker, and the darkest kid getting picked on for being the darkest kid.
You know what makes this
That's the epitome of racism. That's not an educational moment.
What makes the story worse is the fact that the school is backing the teacher and trying to explain it.
The school has said it fosters respect, tolerance, and love of others. No, it doesn't. It fosters intolerance and kids picking on each other for being darker than the other kid. For a fact that a teacher says line up from lightest to darkest and you don't see a problem with that as a teacher, guess what you are, teacher? An idiot. That's what you are.
Oh, she's a teacher molding young minds.
The wrong way.
The wrong way.
No, that's what I'm saying.
She has kids arguing over who's lighter and darker, and one kid who was deemed the darkest in the class is getting picked on. And that's supposed to be an educational teaching moment?
There are plenty other ways you could have gone about doing that.
When I read this story, I was like, are you kidding me?
Was this in Florida?
No.
It wouldn't have surprised me if it was in Florida.
It's in London.
Okay. Regardless of where
Doesn't matter where it was.
Yes, regardless of where it is, completely ridiculous.
And the fact that the school says lining kids up according to their skin shade from lightest to darkest fosters respect, tolerance, and love for others.
What does that accomplish?
It creates animosity, if you ask me.
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
Hey, Buddy Martin coming up in hour number 2. Angie Lewis joins us as well. In hour 3, Mike DeRocco, beat writer for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He joins us as a new voice of the Jaguars is named today. We'll tell you all about that coming up on a Tuesday on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Soul.
Stringing us along. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day, whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands. At Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
Ocala Radio, WOCA.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
I'm Major George Patterson from the Salvation Army. Please stop by our family store at 120 Northwest 10th Street in Ocala, where on Wednesday you have a 50% off clothing and bric-a-brac. On Friday, 25% off furniture and large appliances. And on Saturday, stop by to our yard sale from 8:45 to 11. Donations can be made by calling 352-732-4469 and we'll pick it up. Funds from the store go toward the services that we provide in Marion County.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
When a woman quits her career to have kids, she's typically leaving during her highest earning years. In a case of divorce, she should be compensated for what she gave up. Instead of a day off, plan a stop day, a day when we completely cease all labors and relax. The longest amount of time both of you can be silent before the moment becomes officially awkward, 4 seconds.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
1370 WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler with some Democrats threatening to boycott new Select Committee hearings on the Benghazi attack.
Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi says the panel should be truly bipartisan, with membership equally divided between the two parties.
Every committee of Congress is constituted with more Republicans than Democrats because there are more Republicans than Democrats.
South Carolina Republican Trey Gowdy has been named the chairman of the Select Committee.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, again asked if she is running for president.
I just have to decide whether I'm ready to do that. So stay tuned. We will. When I know, you'll know.
Her husband's former intern Monica Lewinsky writes in Vanity Fair her affair with then President Clinton was consensual. Any abuse came later when the Clinton inner circle tried to discredit her. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he developed a debilitating case of foot asthma, and the only way to cure it was to go to Golfsmith. There, he could pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. His wife probably didn't believe in foot asthma, but at least now she could clear the house of all those foot inhalers. Pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. Only $169.99 at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Make your small business even smarter with ADT Security Services. Through June 1st, get $250 instant savings on select ADT business packages. Improve your operations with 24/7 burglary monitoring, remote climate and lighting control, secure real-time video, and more. So call ** ADT from your cell phone. That's *238. ADT. Our business is helping your business. 36-month monitoring contract required. For applicable terms and conditions, visit ADT.com. Florida EF0001.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
He's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma. Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah! You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Welcome now to the program. Buddy Martin joining the fray now. Glad to be with you on this nice little toasty spring day, and good job by the Tribune-ator and his staff. Crack staff. Good show. Lots of stuff to give away, and interested in the stories you talked about. I want to just say right now, I need you guys to come down here for 1 second, okay?
All
just
right,
come down here 1 second. Come on down here 1 second. Okay, I want you to stand up like this. Okay. Now, I want you to, all right, over here next to me, and then I want Austin, I think, over here.
All right.
Okay, now, what is this? We're trying to see who's the oldest. Okay, so.
No, is that right? Is you older than Ryan?
Yeah. Okay, so now we know. Now who's
the
oldest. So there you go.
You little baby.
There you go.
Baby.
There you go. Now we know left or right who's the oldest, right? Now we could do another one. Who's the fattest? You know.
Well, I don't know. You and I would do.
Be right in there.
Right in there.
Be close. You know, just kind of get an idea here so we can line people up.
How asinine is that story?
It's out and out racist.
And buddy, they said, now the school says, listen, the school says the lesson will foster respect, tolerance, and love for others regardless of race, gender, religion, or difference within the framework of equality of opportunity and fairness.
For people just tuning in, repeat the story so they know what we're talking. This real quick.
There was a teacher who took 30 students, the ages of 10 and 11, told them in class to get in line, arrange themselves in line, talk amongst themselves, and arrange yourselves in line from the lightest student skin color-wise to the darkest student skin color-wise. It led to arguments over who was lighter and who were darker, and the darkest student getting picked on.
Yeah, that's a great lesson. So anyway, we know now who's the oldest, who's the youngest. So that's all established here. We'll go from there. On the program today, I'm going to talk about this. Did you ever completely block out a major news event? I'm going to tell you about it in a minute. Where something happened years ago that was significant, of disaster proportions, that you knew about, that you witnessed, and somehow down the line years later, and my memory's pretty good, by the way, and why my wife and I would ever completely space, no pun intended, this particular event, which was an absolute shock to our system last night. I'll tell you about that.
I could not believe this story when you told me.
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So so that's one thing I want to tackle today. Angie Lewis will be here. We got, 2 teens in here still?
Yes.
Okay. All right, these guys are older. This is really for people who are younger. About driving, teen driving, which is, I don't know about you guys, but when I got out on the highways and I was 16, I could use a little coaching. You guys are older now, and I'm sure you know teens who are younger who gets a little scary out there for drivers. Angie Lewis has got like a clinic for teens, and she does this. And some things now going on with teen driving, which I think are good. She's going to tell us all about that and get updated about this new report out of Philadelphia, released by the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, about encouraging teens to drive better. That's coming up. Of course, fake or factoid, as usual.
You mean unlike the guy from New Smyrna that filmed himself driving like an idiot?
Yeah, that wasn't a smart thing, was it?
Me driving like an idiot.
What do you do? We're talking this morning about over at our favorite coffee spot. We should get, by the way, free coffee for times we plug it. Starbucks.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Cup, the greatest coffee spot in the town.
That, too, that we should plug. That's where we should go. But
Cup of
anyway,
the Irish.
Yeah. So we were talking to our friends about this, and about this guy who got in trouble because somebody deposited money in his account, and he spent it, and he got arrested. We're discussing that, and then what happens to you if something comes to you, addressed to you? You kind of know it's not yours, but it says your name on the front, and you open the package up, and it's a super toy, and you want to use it. What do? Do you say, hey, it's not for me? How do you know till you open it and say, well, maybe somebody sent me this, right? In this case, something worth $350,000, okay?
That's mine.
No, I believe that's like I dropped that 100 over there. That's mine. It's got my name on it too, right? So, and by the way, this is a name that you guys probably don't remember too much of, but this has made a lot of news back in the Clinton era. Monica Lewinsky has given one of her first public comments about the whole situation with Bill. Seriously.
Does there need to be public comment?
Yeah. Well, she's going public with it on Vanity Fair. So,
everything that Bill said happened.
I don't know.
Pretty much did.
I don't know what she says exactly, but I've got the interview here, and it's just more or less. She has a reason she's doing it. She says for somebody who needs to hear this kind of stuff. Because by the way, she was one of those people who was publicly flogged and hanged, and,
yes,
and interneted to death, and what have you. And I'm not saying she didn't deserve a certain amount of it, but still, she was the target of derision by everybody, every talk show host, what have you. So we'll tell you about Monica Lewinsky going public. And in sports, well, it's time to go around the water cooler, and congratulations to a good friend of mine who's the new voice of the Jaguars. I'll tell you who that is, and a guy that I've known for a number of years. I'm rooting for him. That's great news for him, and it's Go Long Day. Go Long Day. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to make some people mad at me right now. I'm going to tell you why the NFL draft is the single most overrated thing in sports. That'll be my Go Long. And Tom, what's yours today?
Mine is talks about the lack of tigerism on the PGA Tour and how it hurts the tour going into the Players' Championship.
Oh, okay. All right. The lack of the specter of tiger. Huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm sure. I think Tom James will be along. He told me what his was.
His is about which playoffs are the most exciting. NBA, NFL, hockey, or Major League Baseball.
Yeah, okay. All right. Right now, it'd be hard to argue against the NBA for that because they got some crazy stuff going on.
I think you'll be surprised on who he argues for.
We'll find out. He'll be in a little bit. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. I'll tell you about this particular story. I saw a TV show last night. I just couldn't bring myself to watch the NBA games. I've seen so much basketball. I didn't want to watch the program my wife was watching. I wandered in the back bedroom, turned on a television set, saw something that I later learned had been around now since January, and a replay of it. Absolutely just blew me away. I mean, Tom will tell you, I was absolutely just smitten by this particular show and absolutely frightened that there was a big chunk of it that I had totally forgotten about. And it involves history. To Tom's credit, he remembered it. My wife and I could not. We totally spaced it, which gets to be scary. But by the same token, I can remember a lot of the things that happened during that time. But this one, for some reason, I spaced it.
To be honest, if I hadn't remembered it, I should turn in my history card.
Well, no, I know. But I think probably the average person would be good.
The average person probably would not remember.
Yeah, I bet you if Austin back in his days when he used to go out to the street mall, which Ryan, by the way, has to take your job on now, man in the mall every now and then, where you go out and I bet you if you ask this question, I'm going to say 80% of the people would not get it.
I bet you're right. What significant event happened February 1st, 2000?
And if they do get it, they'll get it mixed up.
Right. Oh, without a doubt, they'll get it mixed up.
So that's crazy. All right, we'll take a break and come back for more right here on Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Men, do you know your testosterone level? Are you experiencing decreased energy levels or unusual sleeping problems? Have you noticed you have less strength or endurance, decreased sex drive, increased irritability or depression? If so, you may be experiencing problems with low testosterone. If you're interested in a free testosterone screening, please call Rinstar Medical Research at 352-629-5800. Again, that number is 352-629-5800.
Mother of All Mother's Day drawing coming up next Wednesday. And Tom, Don Pardo, tell them what they win.
You can win a all-expense-paid trip to the properties to get a cut, color, and style. Classes at KMF Fitness. You can also win an all-expense-paid trip for 4 for dinner at Eaton's Beach, Sandbar and Grill.
There you go.
You can also win 4 tickets to the historic Marion Theater.
4 of them.
2 rounds of golf to the Ocala Golf Club. $50 gift certificate to Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood.
Too much here? I mean,
$50 gift certificate to Mojo's Grill and Catering Company.
How about this Sunday Mother's Day thing?
No. There's 2 tickets to Symphony Under the Stars. And for the mother who gets all of that, so she doesn't have time to clean the house, there's a $125 gift card to 2 brooms and a mop for a house cleaning.
Get out of here.
All that can be yours in the mother of all Mother's Day giveaways right here from Properties, Kinetic Motion Fitness, and the voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin on The Source.
If you missed Dr. Buddy recently, you've missed that sometimes Dr. Buddy doesn't know everything, so he brings in Dr. Buddy Jr. for help.
There's a stage before a relationship called talking. The talking phase is where you first start to text the person. You get their phone number. You start to Snapchat them, which is a new thing. Most people don't know what Snapchatting is. It's basically taking a picture and then kind of texting it to them. And then once you find out, oh, well, maybe this guy is all right or maybe this girl is all right, then you continue, and then you get to take them out on the date. Now, if you survive after the first date and you go to the second or third, now we are dating. But before the dating process, you are now talking. So it's talking, dating, and then when you get to ask the girl to be your girlfriend, you are then in a relationship, girlfriend.
So remember to tune in to Dr. Buddy every Monday on The Voice of Ocala on WOCA, The Source.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
It's cold in here. Ooh, it's hot in here.
It's just right in this house.
Looks like 1 out of 3 know about climate control mechanical services in Ocala. The first didn't call 291-0185. The second didn't know to call 291-0185. The third called 291-0185. So the moral of the story? To know is one thing, but to know and take action is another. Climate control mechanical services. Just right.
Yeah, howdy folks, RL here to invite you to DQ. Dairy Queen is serving the crispiest, juiciest, most tasty chicken tenders, all beef chili dogs, and quarter-pound cheeseburgers on earth. And you get crispy fries, a drink, and an ice cream sundae of your choice for only $5. Remember, at DQ you can lick their cones, but you can't beat their shakes. Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
This is Tom Schmitz live in the WOCA News Center with this news update brought to you by Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. According to a story on Ocala.com, a 5-year run for the Horse and Hound restaurant on the east side of Ocala is over. At the end of business on Mother's Day, the English pub-themed eatery will be closing its doors. Yes, Mother's Day is the last day here, Josh Griffiths, general manager of the Horse and Hound, confirmed Tuesday. Griffiths said the owners of the restaurant may open up another eatery elsewhere and that it's likely to be a different concept. Owners Carlos Sanchez and Wendell Landry also own the Crazy Cucumber and Swampies on the Rainbow River in Denellen. This news update was brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. Join Angie weekly for her Biz Buzz or Good Neighbor Award.
Talking to me that way, 'cause I'm the son of a third-generation farmer. I've been married 10 years to the farmer's daughter. I got 2 boys in the county 4-H. I'm the livestock sponsor of the FFA. Hey!
This is
just going all C&W today. He's got that country western thing going on, and
remember JJ did that for about 5 months right before he left.
Phase he goes through with.
You know, by the way, I found out JJ's in town. Has not stopped by to say hello.
Doesn't surprise me.
You know what? I'm a little aggravated with that. I think I may go over to his house and say hello to him.
Little weasel. I want to get to this story. Angie Lewis joins us in just a second. I want to get to the story I've just talked about, and that is that last night as I was watching television, I was kind of thoroughly bored. I was trying to work. I don't know if you've ever tried to work and watch TV. I do that a lot. And when my work is getting me to a point where I'm getting a little bit upset or aggravated with it, whatever, I just stop and watch TV for a while, then come back to the work. Anyway, I was looking at watching some things with my wife. She's watching Dance with the Stars. I'm kind of like working and editing and writing and whatever. And then something else comes on, and then I'm watching 2 minutes of basketball, and then I'm back and forth. And finally Blacklist comes on, which is one of the shows that we watch. I got into this. I can't do this. I got to go back in the back bedroom and turn on the TV and watch something else. So I went in there and I clicked on something called Rocket Men. It already started about 15 minutes ago. I thought, what is this about? So quickly I learned it was about the space program. Now, I like the space program. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't follow it that closely, but I grew up there. And during the early years of the Gemini program and Saturn program, when I was working for Florida Today, which is then called Today, and was there for the moon rocket and all that sort of stuff. So this particular program went through the entire chronology of the space program. Fantastic film. Shots you've never seen before. NASA. Just incredible stuff that I just couldn't believe how good it was. Storylines all strong. A lot of things that were very scary. I came away thinking I didn't realize how perilous this life was. These people. I had been there when Gus Grissom and his astronauts friends burned up in the module before it ever took off. It was not even on it was in a practice facility when it blew up. And I was there. We covered that story. Anyway, so I know the space program a little bit. And I followed the chronology, which I thought was absolutely fascinating. And you gain perspective after a few years. You begin to realize what was taking place and how incredible this was happening in the 60s when John F. Kennedy had said, we're going to the moon. And here it is, as Tom pointed out this morning, in July of 69, he said, we're going to the moon this decade, and we're 6 months to go. And we went to the moon in July of 69, and all these great things. Then, of course, as you follow the program, you go on by, the tragedy comes. Everybody remembers the tragedies, usually.
January 28, 1986.
That's correct, January 28, 1986. And this was the Columbia. This was the Challenger.
See, you did it just then.
Well, I just looked at it wrong, but it's the Challenger. The Challenger blew up.
Yep.
And it was a horrible picture.
What was it, 91 seconds in or something like that?
Krista McAuliffe, her family was there on screen, television, and you could see the family's face knowing something was wrong and not being able to determine what it was. And as someone who's watched many a launch there, I knew this was not an ordinary separation. This was an explosion. It was horrifying, terrible, and what happened there. Now, that's one thing. And then later on in the show, I watched this particular other event, which was the Columbia. And it goes up, and there's 7 people on this. And they're talking about how this was danger. There were tiles that were coming off. I thought, yeah, I remember the tiles. I remember what happened. I remember they fixed them and whatever. And my wife turned to me and says, they're not going to die too, are they? And I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they did. And lo and behold, you know the rest of the story, Tom.
Yeah, the shuttle came back into the atmosphere, and what everyone had feared at NASA, but they hadn't publicly said, the heat of the re-entering the atmosphere burnt the shuttle apart, and it burnt into pieces, and all 7 lives were lost over Texas and Louisiana at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, February 1st, 2003.
Right. And so I was really disturbed by the fact, A, remembering that, and B, because I didn't remember it. And the two events sort of morphed in together in my mind. Now, keep in mind, I was the managing editor of a daily newspaper during that time.
Covered.
And I covered every single...
In South Florida, by the way.
Every single event in news happened every day. I was all over it.
You almost won a Pulitzer for covering Charlie.
I didn't, but our paper
The newspaper did.
We were dominated. We were free final. Anyway, the point is not that. The point is that it wasn't like I was in a desert, someplace, or I was on.
You weren't locked away in the hole in a prison or something.
I was right there, and my newspaper did win an award for coverage of the war and what have you. And we had 9/11, which is an unbelievable time. I was there as a newspaper man all those times. How in the world could I forget what happened that day in 2003? And my wife spaced it too. And we were stunned. So how could we not remember that? I said, all I can think of is, and I'm not making excuses, all I can think of, it's not a memory thing. I can remember a lot of things that happened around that time, is that because 9/11 was so horrible and so horrific, and so many thousands of people died, was it 2,000 people, maybe?
2001, yeah 3,000 people.
And died, and that you think, as tragic as the thing that happened, 7 compared to 3,000 in numbers is not as significant. I don't know. Tom, you remembered it. Now let's find out. Angie, do you remember those two things?
I have my.
By the way, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hey, good to see you guys. I have my theory on this. One, when the event happened with the Challenger, there were so many people. Schools were tuned in. I've talked to people. At that time, I lived in Illinois. I was in high school actually when that happened, and we were watching it. Mm-hmm. And then I have friends that grew up in Florida that have shared the stories with me that they actually went to the site and they remember that blowing up and they remember cheering, thinking that was. And then all of a sudden being hurtled off, onto the, kind of getting everybody out of there. I think because there was so many eyes watching that event happen.
Because she was a school teacher.
Exactly. And it was during,
and you were a teacher, by the way.
And
you wound up being a teacher for a while.
Yeah, I ended up being, and so I think that sticks with all of us. Where the other one, your theory too, again, with we'd already been through some things, but I don't know that all eyes were at that moment watching that happen.
For two reasons. One is, like you said, it wasn't Krista McAuliffe, the teacher.
Right.
For two, almost everybody remembers watching shuttle launches. How many shuttle landings do you ever remember watching?
Right, exactly.
And the news didn't even come, news doesn't come. News would show you a shuttle launch live. After the Challenger accident, they really showed them all live then. I never remember watching. I mean, I went and watched the landing once in Cape Canaveral, but I never remember them being on television. So that morning, I was up moving around. It was, I was on my way to a garage sale when we heard it on the radio, and it was like a passing story on the radio.
And you have to remember, a lot of those landings took place in California later.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And some of them in Texas, but they took off from the Cape. And it's chilling when you go back and read the final words of what they said, and then they went blank. And I don't know why, Angie, I couldn't remember it, why I blocked it out, whatever, but I thought to myself, how could I remember forget anything so significant in news and still remember all the rest of the details? I just couldn't believe it. It blew my mind.
Think about all that was going on then. Between that time period, buddy, between September 11th of 2001 and Charlie of 2004, you had a lot of trauma going on right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a lot. Now, here's what, 8:59:32, a broken response from the mission commander was recorded. Roger, cut off in mid-word. It was the last communication from the crew and the last telemetry signal received in mission control. That was it. And the unbelievable thing was to watch in mission control the faces of the people. Yeah. I recommend you watch this. What this is 5 programs they put together. It showed it all in series in January. Then they came back and brought it back as one piece. I was absolutely mesmerized by it. It just gave me a new perspective.
And what was it called?
It's called Rocket Men.
Rocket Men.
Rocket Men. I'm going to have to YouTube that.
Rocket Men, and it'll be on.
You can go to PBS.com and watch it too, I'm sure.
I mean, I know you, and probably I know you will too. Tom, you'll love it. There's several moments in this thing. I knew the story that not the disasters, but certain moments where the hair on my head and back of my neck stood up. Just really good. And the view was incredible.
Well, I'm just glad I passed your history quiz this morning.
You did a great job on it. You walked right through it. You got everything but a couple of small points. And of course, you're a history major. You should.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to have to give my history card back.
Remember the dates?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, why would you not?
Thanks, Tom.
It's like me asking Angie about insurance.
Yeah.
You know, she knows a little about that.
Well, Buddy always says when I'll ask something, Buddy says, look, I don't know the dates because I remember dates and everything.
I don't remember, never remember.
I was that
can
kid that
usually
made you
remember the
angry in
year,
school.
The year, because I kind of put myself there. Where was I? How old was you know? But,
Yeah.
but exact like
What do you
month
go by?
and day.
I go by how the Gator football team did that year.
I'm the kid that made you angry in school because I would always be the one that the teacher would be like, very good, Tom. You even remember the
shut up.
date. Exactly. I was that kid.
Enough
I
already.
was not that kid.
Not me either, Angie. But today, by the way, coming up, I want to talk a little about teen driving
Okay.
because I said something earlier about the fact that you're so involved in it, and let's get a little. I know your business, St. Louis State Farm Agency, is doing some special programs, and you know what people need to know. We talked about it some. Let's get that out there and catch me up on the latest. What you heard about things happening downtown. And you are a busy lady. You're all over the place. Are you going to go to the board meeting on Friday?
I will be there.
I have to be out of town with the Players' Championship.
We will miss
Oh,
you.
you won't. You won't know
Yes,
I'm
we
gone.
will.
You won't even know I'm gone. But anyway, we'll talk about that and whatever else is on your mind. Plus, we'll play Fake or Factoid with a special surprise.
Uh-oh.
Coming up right here on the Voice of Ocala. Stay tuned to the program. Well, on sports, by the way, we had on Jimbo Fisher yesterday.
Oh, and I missed
Is that bite coming up, Tom?
We do have Jimbo Fisher coming up. We got a lot going on, but the biggest part is when we come back, I got to tell you about Mothers of All Mother's Day, and plus I got a surprise for Angie.
Oh, yay.
Both Mothers of All Mother's Day giveaway and a surprise for Angie. I mean, it's great radio.
Sounds good to me. Coming up next, Angie Lewis right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Happiness is to you, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, bring me down, can't nothing bring me down.
Men, do you know your testosterone level? Are you experiencing decreased energy levels or unusual sleeping problems? Have you noticed you have less strength or endurance, decreased sex drive, increased irritability or depression? If so, you may be experiencing problems with low testosterone. If you're interested in a free testosterone screening, please call Rinstar Medical Research at 352-629-5800. Again, that number is 352-629-5800.
You know, Austin, I'm sitting here at the computer looking at our Facebook page, and boy, we really need to tell more listeners about our Facebook page.
No, Tom, so you got it all wrong. Twitter is the new age.
What's a tweeter?
No, a Twitter, Tom. The Voice of Ocala has a Twitter.
We do? Well, how do we tell our listeners about that?
All they have to do is get the Twitter app or go to twitter.com, type in Voice of Ocala in the search box, and click follow.
All right, well, what's a tweeter do?
The Voice of Ocala's Twitter page updates all of its followers on the latest news, guests, giveaways, and contests.
Oh, okay. But couldn't listeners just tune in weekdays from 3 to 6 to 1370 AM and FM, or even go to online at WOCA.com? Wouldn't that be easier?
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Hi, I'm Angie Lewis. Let's talk every Tuesday afternoon on WOCA, the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hello, everybody. This is Terry Bradshaw reminding you to listen to Buddy Martin's sports page weekdays at 5 p.m. right here on The Source.
WOCA, News Talk 1370, where News Talk is our business, and business is good.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler with some Democrats threatening to boycott new Select Committee hearings on the Benghazi attack.
Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi says the panel should be truly bipartisan, with membership equally divided between the two parties.
Every committee of Congress is constituted with more Republicans than Democrats because there are more Republicans than Democrats.
South Carolina Republican Trey Gowdy has been named the chairman of the Select Committee.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, again asked if she is running for president.
I just have to decide whether I'm ready to do that.
So stay tuned.
We will.
When I know, you'll know.
Her husband's former intern, Monica Lewinsky, writes in Vanity Fair her affair with then President Clinton was consensual. Any abuse came later when the Clinton inner circle tried to discredit her. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he developed a debilitating case of foot asthma, and the only way to cure it was to go to Golfsmith. There, he could pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. His wife probably didn't believe in foot asthma, but at least now she could clear the house of all those foot inhalers. Pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. Only $169.99 at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Make your small business even smarter with ADT Security Services. Through June 1st, get $250 instant savings on select ADT business packages. Improve your operations with 24/7 burglary monitoring, remote climate and lighting control, secure real-time video, and more. So call ** ADT from your cell phone. That's ** 238. ADT. Our business is helping your business. 36-month monitoring contract required. For applicable terms and conditions, visit ADT.com. Florida EF0001.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to award-winning author Richard Paul Evans. You know him from his very famous book, The Christmas Box, and now he's written a new book. It's called Walking on Water.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Bill McClay will be with us. He's speaking about Why Place Matters. It's a book that talks about geography, identity, and civic life in modern America.
Dr. Michael Brown is the founder and president of Fire School of Ministry. He's written a book called Hyper Grace, Exposing the Dangers of the Modern Grace Message.
And then Dr. Lauren Stryker will be on with us. She's a reoccurring guest on Dr. Oz, and she's been on the Today Show, Good Morning America, and now AM Ocala Live, speaking about her book, Love, Sex Again. It's the kind of college that's finally fixing the issues that are sabotaging your sex life.
Have all of your legal questions answered by attorney John Fuller on Legally Yours.
And then Lisa Lynn will be with us. She's written another book. It's called The Metabolism Solution, The New Way to Lose Weight. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
News Talk 1370 WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
So you wanna play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're falling for. Baby, do you dare?
Back at the Voice of Ocala, Angie Lewis now joins us for a full half hour. Well, let's see, what have we got left? 26 minutes. And
it always goes by fast.
It goes so quick, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. Glad you could make it over here today. And because I know you have a busy schedule. What do you? I don't. Some things you don't want to talk about just yet because of stuff you're working on, right? So, but we can maybe later talk about that. But
the next time I'm on the show, we can talk about that.
That's gonna be cool. We have to have some. Yeah. We got to put some pictures on Facebook, and and let people know. Yeah. So that's cool. What are you doing for Mother's Day?
Symphony Under the Stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your kids coming up?
I saw you there last year.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Alexis will be here. She's home for the summer. Yeah. Jake, of course, in Illinois with work, but we'll be seeing him this weekend, actually, because we're going to meet him at Gulfport for the Hangout Festival.
So. What is that all about, that Gulfport Festival?
The Hangout Festival is a 4-day music festival in Gulfport, Alabama.
Is that why it makes it so
on
special?
The beach. That it's actually on the beach, right next to the water.
In L.A., Lower Alabama, right?
It is so much fun.
It's actually Mississippi.
It's in Gulfport, Mississippi, and Outkast will get back together for the first time in years to headline this thing. I won't be here next week, sorry.
Yeah. Well, be sure to look for a job while you're there. But anyway, so
I could be a beach bum. I've done it before.
Yeah. So you're on to that, and then you come back and you got a bunch of stuff going on. So Friday you're going to go to the Silver Springs International Film Festival. I was sitting with some people the other night who said, that one person said at the table, this is one of the greatest things, this person wasn't involved in it, that Ocala has ever done. Now, you've been here, what, 8 years?
9.
You can be here a decade pretty soon.
I'm
and based on what you know, and you were big part of it for the reason of success. I know your opinion's like mine, a little colored, but what do you think? I mean, how do you think we did?
Oh, I think it was amazing. It's, I was talking to someone the other day. We were actually Matt Brower. We had a meeting the other day, and
just to drop a name.
I know, but just to talk, we were just
city
talking
manager's
about
name.
Since I moved here in 2005, and just we've been talking about this. There's so much going on. There's so much going on with the CEP. The CEP has events all the time, and downtown, and
Danny Pope's
Tuscaloosa,
program,
and the Silver Springs, and so there's a lot going on. So it's very exciting, and the film festival that is just going to keep getting better. And we do have our meeting this Friday, and it's just to kind of talk about our event that's coming up in October, which is not a film festival, but it'll be a 2-day event downtown that we will be gearing up for the next October and the next April and then October film festivals of 2015. But yeah, it's amazing. It was a great event.
Can't say too much about it, but it involves zombies. That's all we can say, right?
Yes, exactly. So we'll have more details that we'll be able to come out.
I asked this question earlier. Excuse me if I interrupted. I asked this question earlier, and I want to know what you think about this.
Okay.
If something comes to a package addressed to you, right, has your name on it, and you open it up, and you take out this particular object, you assume it's for you, right?
Yes.
Has your name on it, right?
Yeah, right.
Even if it was an expensive item?
Well, if it had my name on it, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So this particular Massachusetts college student, he got something from the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. It was a Puma drone worth $350,000. Had his name on it. So what does he do?
Flies it.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Came in this box, he says.
Came in a box to me. I'm taking the remotes and flying the thing. What are you doing, Angie?
Well, right, yeah. Okay, so I don't understand the problem.
No, my point is apparently he's in trouble for doing it. Yeah, see, they're saying he has a username goes by 77, and he said, I should mention the label of the exterior was addressed to me. Nothing on the outside of the crate said it was government property because he's now accused of opening government property. I had ordered a weightlifting bench, which I received, and this came with it. Both boxes had UPS labels with my name and address, though an odd box I generally thought was part of the bench I ordered. So he also got a card that said, USA Federal Property returned to NOAA Aircraft Operations Center.
Oh, well then, okay.
So he contacted UPS.
But did he get that card along with the drone at the same time?
Yeah, I got it. Well, they said he contacted UPS. They said it was the undelivered package in their office, and they asked him, if he'd ever had an undelivered package. He said no, but he insisted it was mine. The guy said, this is yours, right? So he took it, and he got in trouble. He said, I'm still alive and well, and if you haven't read out, it's not military, he said. So, but it's not mine. I'll be sending it to its owner unless I'm told to keep it. So,
okay, how did it end up addressed to him? And
I don't know.
UPS messed up.
Just made up a mistake. We're talking today somebody down at Starbucks about who had a situation where they had a business, and he went and got in line in the bank, and somehow the guy behind him, somebody drew out $85,000, and he was overdrawn by $85,000. And the company, the bank messed up whose it was. Tom read something earlier about a woman who a grandma went in to be tested for a hospital. And
she had heart problems.
And they said, you're taking meth. That's your problem. I'm not taking meth. It's just wrong. And so finally they tested her and found out that she wasn't taking meth, but they forgot one thing, Tom. What was it?
They won't take it off her medical record.
So she applied for something else and to get some kind of treatment. They said, well, you're doing
You're a
meth.
meth addict. And come to find out, Ryan, you got a text message from your dad. What did he say?
Yeah, after we said that on the air, my dad texted me and said he had the same problem when he got tested for diabetes.
They said he was a meth addict.
I got one worse as bad, or about as bad as that. In Jacksonville, when I worked for the Times Union, I went to the doctor for a physical, had a test. The doctor called me back in and said, when did you get this venereal disease?
Okay, that is just wrong. Really, that can affect you.
Well, this hospital,
you can't get life insurance.
Well,
That's
the part of the story.
There you go.
Well, the part of the story I left out of that story was the grandmother, had the wrong test. This was the second time in 3 months the hospital's been blamed for wrong test. That the hospital brought a husband and wife in who were feeling sick, and they went to the emergency room. The hospital come back and told them they were both suffering from chlamydia, the wife immediately thought the husband must be cheating on her and filed for divorce. And the hospital later found out the test was erroneous.
So that can happen. Mistaken identity. You're right about the life insurance. That's the other thing about getting pulled, getting a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a ticket. It messes up your car insurance.
Right, exactly.
Right? So whenever, I know that some people deserve to be pulled, don't get me wrong. But
well, yeah, but I mean, if there's mistake, if it's a legitimate
Right.
mistake, it should be removed from your permanent
absolutely.
record.
Let me ask you,
have you had dealt with that, by the way, in your business?
Yeah, we've had people who come in and they've gone back and disputed it because they're like, I had one lady, it's her twin sister. She has this trouble all the time because her twin sister's medical, the doctors will send her twin sister's medical records in.
I got this quick thing, Angie, and it happened in your office. I applied for insurance through your office, and State Farm denied me because my ex-wife, who has a truck, had made claims of insurance claims to get windshields fixed. Not my truck, not in my name, in her name, but still attached to me. Does that happen a lot in the insurance world?
Yeah, because, well, here's what happens. If you're still like titled and named on a mortgage, you still share a mortgage, or you're still somehow associated with them, then they've got to be included.
I got blamed for her transgressions.
I know it's.
Okay, so you remember this story? This is not related to the subject, but I want to tell you why it's related to this name. You remember the story about this kid, 18 years old, committed suicide. I've seen a video of him kissing another man. Have you heard about that?
And what did it?
Clemente, Tyler Clemente.
Yeah, it was at Rutgers.
Yeah, and so apparently this obviously was a big story, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, somebody came to his defense. Of all people, you'd be surprised who it was, and told her story. Spoke publicly for the first time on this ever. Her name, Monica Lewinsky. Remember her?
Yeah, of course I remember her.
See? You can't forget that, right? Yeah, she said, I came out and she told her story. Apparently she's done a story with Vanity Fair about her affair with Bill Clinton for the first time. She says she and her mother were very upset about this death of this Clemente kid. And so she talked about what she went through. The shame, the scorn. She was publicly flogged pretty good, by the way.
Yes.
And not that what she did was right, but still.
Right.
I mean, compared to what others have gotten away with,
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the president getting it, she took it pretty badly. But anyway,
sure did.
So she told the story. She says it might be able to help others in their darkest moments of humiliation. Now, she says, quote, "It's time to burn the beret and bury the blue dress." Remember that? So I don't know how I feel about that. I hope she's not exploiting that in some way. But if her motivation is good, to tell this kid that, look, public humiliation can be tough, but you don't take your life over it, and so on.
Right.
Wouldn't you hate for somebody to know what you did when you were 17, 18, 19, 20 years old?
That's why I always say, thank goodness there were no cell phones and pictures and all of
We'd
that.
all
Social
be in trouble.
media.
We would all be in trouble, for sure. Not a question about it.
You don't even want to know how much trouble I'd still be in.
Well, you pretty much
I
stay in
thought
trouble
all my
anyway.
pictures were burned from those times, and somehow Tom pulls one up.
We
the
saw
other
that
day.
one. The hair was the 80s, right?
I like what Angie said. I said, Angie, explain, please.
Yeah.
Angie's 3-word response, 80s. Enough said.
Let's talk about teen drivers. According to this story I read that your office put out, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia says apparently the teen drivers are getting better, which is pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this says from 2008 2011, the risky behaviors of teen passengers decline. The number of teen passengers killed in crashes not wearing seatbelts decreased by 23%. That's a big number, isn't it?
It is. And a lot of it is, like we were talking about last time, is just the focus on education.
Yeah.
The focus on education, just making sure that they have all the resources, that the parents have buy into it, and they're spending time with them driving and reinforcing, some of those things. A lot of the vehicles now, of course, they send off on a beep, beep, beep if you don't have your seatbelt on. So that's annoying. So a lot of people will put their seatbelts on just to shut the sound off. So that helps as well.
Well, if you don't want to know more about it, call Angie's office. I'm afraid to give the number. You better give it.
It is 291-2444.
Okay, it only took us 3 years to get that. And I want to say that she's got a good student discount for a 3.0 GPA or higher, and a steer clear program where teenagers are rewarded. So,
and we do want to reward. I mean, that's the thing. It's a big event in teens' lives. It's exciting, but it's scary both for them and their parents at the same time. And the cost of insurance is usually high. So we try to find ways to help reduce that cost and then keep them safe on the road.
Very good. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We've got a special edition of Fake or Factoid, America's fastest growing game, soon to be up there with Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune on national television. Well, we're hoping anyway. Along with Don Pardo. Coming up next right here, we'll play Fake or Factoid with Angie on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hey, Don Pardo.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name. Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
You know what that anticipation feels like when you're about to open a gift? In a Box offers personalized gifts. Everything you'll need for that special occasion. In a Box. Holidays, birthdays, graduations, spa days, weddings, anniversaries, get-wells, and more. In a Box. Visit inaboxcelebrations.com and pick your theme. There's even a corporate option. In a Box creates the magic, and you'll be the rock star. Visit inaboxcelebrations.com. Partnered with Woodley Gardens.
Alice?
Yes, George?
Guess what I have?
Could it be the free truck used from Devon Self Storage on 200 across from Hobby Lobby?
You lie.
Yes. Now don't forget to bring it back when you're done to Devon Self Storage.
Yes, Alice. I'll even remember to call them at 873-0777 to make sure they'll remember me.
George, I'm sure they'll remember you.
Thanks, Alice.
Oh, George.
Did you know that Marion County has a vast equine business? Tune in every Friday at 9:30 for Horse Sense, when we connect, communicate, and educate you on ways to participate in and enjoy all the equine adventures this area has to offer.
Sponsored in part by Infinite Day Spa, Almara Arabian Horses, and Florida Thoroughbred Breeders Owners Association, FTBOA.
Fridays at 9:30 right here on The Source.
I'm a different breed.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
I give up. I don't know what it is. But anyway, before we go, real quick, tweets and quotes. Today's semi-serious number one, you will not be punished for your anger. You'll be punished by your anger. Number two, it always seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela said that. And this comes from Garth Heinrichs. The person who is waiting for something to turn up might start with their shirt sleeves. All right, it's time now for Don Pardo to announce what's coming up next.
Now, coming to your airwaves, Fake or Factoid, brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. If you'd like to contact the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, you can do so by dialing 352-291-2444.
Thank you, Don Pardo. Now it's time to go to you're by the way, your new sponsor. 2 days a week, you'll be sponsoring this Fake or Factoid. So you better win it today, all right?
Oh, boy.
All right, let's go to work here.
Inaugural Angie Lewis State Farm Agency Fake or Factoid, and she's going
every
down.
Tuesday and Thursday, it'll be yours. Here we go. Number one, fake or factoid. There are 3,000 types of bacteria on a dollar bill.
Fake.
I say fact.
Fact.
Who said fact?
Didn't remember not to follow me.
It is fake. You said fake?
Said fake.
You're wrong. It's facts.
Woohoo!
Thomas down one. Number two, everybody should take aspirin as a prevention against heart attacks. Fact.
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 It's fake.
Oh, wait, you said everyone. Didn't
Everybody.
You?
That's
Everyone
right.
over age of 50
remember that yesterday's
or
program,
like
aspirin not forever. Then we're going to go fast.
Shoot.
All right, by 2020, depression will be one of the leading causes of death and disability. Fact.
Fact.
Fake.
It's fact. Number four, the leading cause of preventable death is drug addiction.
Ooh, fact.
Fact.
Fake.
It's fake. It's smoking.
Is that not a drug addiction?
It's not drug addiction. It's
Austin's
smoking.
out.
It's preventable. All right.
Angie has two. I have two.
Number five, the only domestic animal not mentioned in the Bible is the cat.
Fact.
Fact.
Both of you are correct. It's fact. What's the score?
2-2. We both have two misses.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
1 minute to go.
Here we go. The average office worker spends 50 minutes a day looking for lost files and other items.
Fact.
Fake. It's more than that.
Anybody want to change their answer?
No.
Tom, you're out.
I'm out.
You're out.
Angie wins her
There you go.
inaugural version.
There you go. And there you go. And I just throw this one in because I like it. The average credit card debt is $15,191.
Wow. Fake. Fact. I mean, fact.
Fact.
Yeah, that
Fact.
is.
What's the number?
The number is Candy Crush. The game makes about how much a day? It's hundreds of thousands, just in case you want. How much a day? Candy
720.
Crush. How much?
720.
720,000.
300.
300. Angie wins again. It's 850,000 a day.
Wow.
This
Angie.
girl is on fire.
Hey, you got your first sponsorship and you got your first win on your
That was Fake or Factoid, brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency.
Thank you, Don Pardo. We appreciate it. Angie, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Good to have you back.
Always
And
great to see you guys.
good luck on that new project you got going, which you can't talk about just yet, but you're going to talk about soon.
We will.
Stay tuned to the Voice of Ocala coming up. We got lots of stuff, including Dave Pinkalore and Mike DeRocco. Plenty of stuff coming on Buddy Sports page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
Please.
The Source.
Create a monster.
Texas. And you taught me how to say.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important. and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
Uh-oh.
Is that what I thought it was?
As long as you don't think it was me running over a sprinkler head, then no, it wasn't.
Oh, brother.
Don't worry about it. I'll just add it to the honey-do list.
If you had signed up for Mike Scott Plumbing's irrigation package in the first place, you wouldn't have to do anything.
What? Mike Scott Plumbing does irrigation too?
Yeah. I told you they have packages where they take care of everything.
Yeah, but I broke it, so they're not going to cover that.
But with their annual irrigation maintenance plans, you never have to pay for another service charge or broken sprinkler head ever again, regardless of the fault.
So that means I break it, they fix it.
That's what I said, Mr. Genius.
Okay, you win. How do I sign up?
I thought you'd never ask. Call Mike Scott Plumbing today and ask about their irrigation maintenance plans. 237-2888. That's 237-2888.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. You don't have to sacrifice convenience for local personal service.
At Florida Credit Union, you can transfer your high credit card balances to our rewards card and actually get paid with cash back. You'll enjoy low rates and a customizable card that fits your lifestyle for free.
Never tried a credit union? Maybe it's time for a new game plan.
The Florida Credit Union Wave Card, connecting your money to your life.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine, featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. We're in Florida. A nice day today with mostly sunny skies. Our afternoon high 85 on the coast to near 90 inland. Clear tonight, low 63 inland, 69 on the coast. Tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy with a high of 86 at the coast, 91 inland. More the same on Thursday, mostly sunny, high 86 near the coast, 91 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
WOCA, Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Allegations of falsified hospital records, deadly delays in medical care, now calls in Congress for the Secretary of Veterans Affairs to resign.
Senate Veterans Affairs Committee Republican Jerry Moran is demanding a top-to-bottom overhaul.
I asked the Secretary to submit his resignation, and I asked President Obama to accept that resignation.
A Kansas Republican is joining the American Legion in calling for Veterans Affairs Secretary Eric Shinseki to step down. The Obama administration earlier this week said the president remains confident in Shinseki's ability to lead the department.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern, Golden State Warriors coach Mark Jackson losing his job. His team lost to the LA Clippers in the NBA playoffs. With sell-offs in financial and discretionary consumer stocks, the Dow down 130, the NASDAQ off 57, the S&P down 17. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he developed a debilitating case of foot asthma, and the only way to cure it was to go to Golfsmith. There, he could pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. His wife probably didn't believe in foot asthma, but at least now she could clear the house of all those foot inhalers. Pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. Only $169.99 at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Make your small business even smarter with ADT Security Services. Through June 1st, get $250 instant savings on select ADT business packages. Improve your operations with 24/7 burglary monitoring, remote climate and lighting control, secure real-time video, and more. So call ** ADT from your cell phone. That's ** 238. ADT. Our business is helping your business. 36-month monitoring contract required. For applicable terms and conditions, visit ADT.com. Florida EF000.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the Full House at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Welcome to Buddy Sports Page. On a Tuesday, time for Around the Water Cooler. Got a busy day loaded with guests. We're going to hear some Jimbo Fisher bites from yesterday's interview. Dave Pingalore will join us shortly. We'll talk a little about the NFL draft, and we'll have Mike DeRocco from ESPN Jacksonville, who covers the Jaguars, and we'll talk about that. And I've got my go-along today, my commentary on why the NFL draft is the most overrated thing in all of sports. Plus, Tom James and Tom Schmitz weigh in with theirs, and plenty of stuff to talk about. But let's go first to the headlines, and especially NBA basketball. And last night, 2 more games, and tonight 2 more to talk about.
Yes, last night was Chris Paul's night for the Clippers.
Finally.
And a team that lost to the Clippers in the first round was the Golden State Warriors. And right now, the Golden State Warriors have no head coach. They fired Mark Jackson today, ending the franchise's most successful coaching tenure in the past 2 decades, but was also filled with a lot of drama and distractions. General manager of the Warriors thanked Mark Jackson in a statement today for, quote-unquote, his role in helping elevate this team into a better position than what it was when he arrived nearly 36 months ago. Mark Stein reported that Steve Kerr and Stan Van Gundy are targets for the Warriors, and also former Memphis Grizzlies coach Lionel Hollins are also targets for that job. So we'll certainly look for more moves in the coaching carousel in the NBA with the Knicks and now with the Warriors. Well, Kevin Durant has won his first MVP award. This comes really at no surprise. Kevin Durant grabbed 119 first-place votes. Miami's LeBron James won the last 2 MVP awards.
And even James said he deserved it, too.
Yeah, he came out multiple times.
119 to 6, though. I don't know about that.
Yeah, 119-6.
First of all, they shouldn't be picking it now. That's another story.
No.
After the playoffs. But
Certainly.
Blake Griffin was third. Joakim Noah was fourth. James Harden fifth. I like the fact that they put Joakim in there. Well deserved.
I like what Joakim said when they said MVP. He said, nope, the MVP of our team is injured for the season.
And hasn't played in 2 years. But another note for the Los Angeles Clippers, their president, Andy Rozier, is taking an indefinite leave of absence. Rozier is one of the team's alternate governors and has been with the organization since 1984. And league spokesman Mike Bass said this will provide an opportunity for a new CEO to begin on a clean slate and for the team to stabilize under difficult circumstances. Interesting quote in the baseball world today around a player that has just retired. Mariano Rivera wrote in a new book released today that Dustin Pedroia of the Boston Red Sox would be his ultimate choice as a second baseman. And he also said he doesn't think former teammate Robinson Cano, quote-unquote, burns to be the best. Rivera wrote, "This guy has so much talent, I don't know where to start. There is no doubt that he's a Hall of Fame caliber player. It's just a question of whether he finds the drive you need to get there."
Of course, he's not a Yankee anymore, so it doesn't
Right.
matter.
See, what gets me about that quote, burns to be the best. By the way, he is the best second baseman in the game, okay?
I think what he's saying, though, he's not giving it his 100%. But
well, maybe it doesn't look like he's giving it 100%.
But that's his former teammate talking.
I know.
Final headline of the day, buddy. I don't know if you've heard about the situation with Eric LeGrand in Rutgers University, but after all the hullabaloo about it, he will speak later at the commencement ceremony. There was a statement released by the University of Rutgers that said, Eric LeGrand will speak at our commencement and personally receive his degree from me as a representative of the class of 2014. The university's comments came after LeGrand, who was a Rutgers defensive tackle who was paralyzed in a game in 2010, tweeted Monday night that Rutgers has rescinded its offer for him to speak at the ceremony on May 18th. So Eric LeGrand will speak on May 18th for Rutgers.
Yeah, by the way, a couple of football polls are out. One of them's got FSU number 1, one's got Alabama number 1. Preseason already. Talk a little football. Of course, talk about the NFL draft. I want to mention congratulations to my friend Frank Frangie. Frank and I used to work together in the print business for a while. Frank's younger than I am, and he went on to be in radio, established his own program, and now owns part of 1010XL. Today, named the voice of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll give just a short version of this story because I love Frank. He's a terrific guy. And Frank, I text back and forth with him today. He says his phone's blowing up. He's been very blessed to get this opportunity. And so when Frank was visiting my house in Denver many years ago, he came. I was not there. He stayed at my house. He walked in my closet one day, and for some reason, he was enamored by the number of pair of khaki pants that I wore. And, you know, he made a big deal, and we laughed about it, whatever. So today, whenever Frank got the job, and I text back and forth, my wife said, tell Frank he could probably afford more pants than you can now. And I texted Frank that, and he said that made my day. So congratulations to Frank Frangie, the voice of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Good job by
the way, buddy, wanted to get this in a little note about the Chicago Blackhawks defenseman Nicholas Hjalmarsson. He was hit in the throat with a puck in Game 2 of Chicago's playoff series against the Wild on Sunday, and he cannot speak right now because he was hit in the throat. He cannot verbalize anything, cannot talk, but he will still play Game 3 tonight for the Blackhawks.
All right. Well, thanks for that. We'll take a break. Dave Pingalore will be in the house next. From down in Local 6, we'll hear from Jimbo Fisher. We got our go-longs, and also Tom James will be joining us pretty soon. We'll talk with Mike DeRocco from ESPN on the draft coming up right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget, owner of the brand new Proper Tees Salon. It's a perfect time to freshen up your cut and color for the new year. And if you really want to change up your look, talk to us about Hotheads extensions for extra volume and length. How about a blowout for date night? Give us a call. Enjoy some me time while you relax in our newly renovated salon and check in on Facebook using our free Wi-Fi. We know you'll be happy with your new look. We guarantee it. Our style guarantee assures you that no matter what, you will love your hair or we will fix it for free. Call for your appointment today, 352-351-1771. We're located in downtown Ocala, next to the Southside Deli. Tell us Buddy sent you for 20% off your first service visit. Now hiring licensed cosmetologists, nail techs, and front desk staff. Visit our website, theproperties.com, for our online application. The Proper Tees Salon, timeless elegance meets classic sex.
Men, do you know your testosterone level? Are you experiencing decreased energy levels or unusual sleeping problems? Have you noticed you have less strength or endurance, decreased sex drive, increased irritability or depression? If so, you may be experiencing problems with low testosterone. If you're interested in a free testosterone screening, please call Renstar Medical Research at 352-629-5800. Again, that number is 352-629-5800.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocala, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocala, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
Hello, everybody. This is Terry Bradshaw, Fox NFL Sunday. Whenever I'm in Ocala, if I'm not picking and singing with my buddy Mel Tillis, then I'm listening to my longtime friend Buddy Martin on WOCA. Of course, I rarely get to Ocala, so if you believe that, I've got some horses I'd like to sell you. Some of them even have 4 legs. Regardless, I highly recommend you listen to Buddy Martin's Sports Page weekdays at 5 p.m. right here on The Source.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to award-winning author Richard Paul Evans. You know him from his very famous book, The Christmas Box, and now he's written a new book. It's called Walking on Water.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Bill McClay will be with us. He's speaking about Why Place Matters. It's a book that talks about geography, identity, and civic life in modern America.
Dr. Michael Brown is the founder and president of Fire School of Ministry. He's written a book called Hyper Grace, exposing the dangers of the modern grace message.
And then Dr. Lauren Stryker will be on with us. She's a reoccurring guest on Dr. Oz, and she's been on the Today Show, Good Morning America, and now AM Ocala Live, speaking about her book, Love, Sex Again. It's a gynecologist finally fixing the issues that are sabotaging your sex life.
Have all of your legal questions answered by attorney John Fuller on Legally Yours.
And then Lisa Lynn will be with us. She's written another book. It's called The Metabolism Solution, The New Way to Lose Weight. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Like it or not, springtime is just around the corner, and so is spring cleaning and those winter projects you've been putting off. But don't worry, Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for 1 day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now.
All day I face barren waste without the taste of water.
Man, that song makes me thirsty. Oh, it must be time for that segment, Around the Water Cooler with Buddy and Tom Tom. Tom Tom? Wait, Buddy and Tom and Tom. Oh, who cares? Here's Around the Water Cooler.
And then don't you listen to him then. He's the devil, not a man, and he spreads the burning sand with water.
We welcome in now Tom James, and on the phone with us, our regular member Around the Water Cooler on a Tuesday. He's probably on the fly getting ready for his telecast tonight of his terrific program, which is on every night. We watch him at 6, we watch him at 11. The great Pinkster, Dave Pinkalore. Hi, David.
Hey, how are you guys? I've been on. I wasn't on last week.
I know, and boy, I tell you, we slumped in the Arbitrons. It really hurt us.
Oh.
So we're glad you got you back now because, hey, you enjoyed this basketball at all?
Yeah, some of the best NBA playoffs ever. You know, they continue again tonight with the Heat starting their series with Brooklyn and the Spurs in Portland. So they've been some phenomenal games. They have 5 Game 7s. That's pretty phenomenal.
Can't keep up. That block by Pierce is pretty impressive, though. I will say that. That's when sometimes a basketball IQ can really do it for you. For a guy who couldn't score a point in the second half of the first playoff game, that one play made his series.
Yeah, they could have gone. They could have called that either way, but in postseason, if they don't, that's a no call.
Yeah, but he knew how to make that block and not get the foul. That's what basketball IQ is. So, all right. So we had Jimbo Fisher on yesterday. We asked him a little bit about Jameis. He didn't want to talk about him very much. We're going to play just like an 18-second bite we got from Jimbo, and we'll talk about it, all right? What you got, Austin? We got him someplace? Jimbo?
He's doing very well. He's excellent. He made a mistake, and as I say, it was a mistake that can be honestly explained and we know exactly the story that went on and why it happened and how it happened. And he served his suspension, and with Coach Martin, they're doing very well, and he'll be reinstated this week. He's doing very well, had a great exams, he's doing very well in school.
All right, so it's pretty predictable what he said, but what is your take on the whole Jameis Winston story? Do you think it's a non-story? Do you think it's significant when you tie it in with other things? What was your take on that?
I think it's a story because of who he is. It's probably a non-story. Personally, I think that happens every day in a grocery store. I said on the air, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He accidentally got distracted and walked out. I mean, or the guy behind the crab leg counter said, "Hey, these are on us, kid," and he walked out. I don't think anyone really will know the story. He's the one that really knows the story. Could have been an honest mistake. Is he really hurting with $32 not having for crab legs? I don't know. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that I go with the story that I think that the guy behind the crab legs counter said, "These are on us," and he left. That was it.
All right.
That could happen. I mean,
could happen.
He is. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility at all.
I know one guy in this room who I won't mention names, Tom. When he ran a pizza place, he used to give college athletes free pizza against the NCAA rules, I might add.
Used to do it all the time.
So then it happens.
That's what I'm saying. So, and then somebody thought he stole them, and it became this big old thing. And it'd be interesting to know if my story hunch is correct, because maybe the crab leg guy is not even working there anymore, which we'll never know.
There you go. The polls are out, and preseason, ESPN, CBS, the football group, one's got Alabama, one's got Florida State. It's too early to really make a judgment there, but any thoughts?
The poll came out. When did that come out? Today?
It's this week, yeah. It's a couple of polls. There's one ESPN, one CBS. Yeah, there's always a poll, And this whole football group thing, this other group now has got me confused anyway. But anyway, yeah, there's a poll out. By the way,
that's funny.
Florida, number 19. ESPN. I know. It's almost laughable, isn't it?
But you just never know.
You never know.
You don't know. It's college football.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't know.
I spent a couple hours with George O'Leary today as he gets ready to see where his former quarterback is going in the draft on Thursday night. And, and I always, George and I joke around a little bit about polls and over the years. And you can't really have a true poll until like week 6 of the college football season. To even have a poll and a May poll, and I mean, how do you know? I mean, like it's crazy. I mean, Florida could be better. I mean, they should be better. I mean, who knows?
Of course, and by the way, the top 5: FSU, Alabama, Oklahoma, Auburn, Oregon in the first 5 on the ESPN poll. So whatever that's worth. Tom Spence has a question for you,
Dave. I noticed you were talking about Coach O'Leary and getting ready to go see where Blake Bortles comes out. The draft coming up this Thursday. I noticed it was announced Jamie Say will be going to New York, not Dave Pingalore. Is that because the draft is just unimportant, or is it Jamie's turn to go?
I wanted to give Jamie an opportunity to go to the draft. She doesn't, as you guys know, I'm always on the road, so I decided to take a little bit of a back seat and have her go up to New York City. So I was a little traveled out with all that Final Four stuff.
Now, that's what you're telling everybody else, but you got the boys here now. Let's tell the truth. You're like me. Let's tell the truth about this, Bigelow. Let's be honest. We don't think it's that big a deal.
No, it is a big deal for Blake Bortles. I mean, that's the only reason we would
I'm not
go.
saying it's not for Blake Bortles and for your story, but ordinarily, if you don't have a Blake Bortles and everybody else, what's all the big fuss about it?
I don't care. Right.
You don't care about it, right?
None.
You know why? Because my commentary coming up next is why the NFL draft is the most overrated thing in all sports. That's what I think.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, if Blake Bortles, who is from Oviedo, play at UCF, is not, I wouldn't even be talking about it. I would show who's the number one pick, and that's it.
All right. What's
the only reason?
Go ahead.
That's the only reason we're going is because of Blake Bortles.
Okay, well that's a good reason.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
On Local 6, in less than in about an hour, I'll have my interview with a little bit of George O'Leary talking about Bortles, a little golf as the players gets ready to tee off in a couple days up there in Northeast Florida, up there in Jacksonville. So
we're headed that way, my man. Aren't you coming up to the players?
Yeah, that's always a good tournament, a good time to go. No, I will not be up there.
Yeah, well, we're going to go up Thursday and Friday, and we'll let you know how things are. We'll give you a call. If the food's good, we'll give you a call, all right?
Yeah, that's always a good weekend there. I still like it in March when they have it in March. I'm not a big fan of, it's 90. I mean, it's just,
I'm with you.
Hot.
I'm with you. I like it in March. Basketball going on. It's just a better time for golf, I think. You're right. We're 2 for 2 on that, the draft and the players' date. So we'll be watching you in the mailbox tonight, all right?
You got it.
Appreciate it. Dave Pingalore, the great Pinkster, Local 6 tonight. Appreciate it, Dave.
And see, buddy, I'll go the other way on that with you because I love the fact that the TPC is now after March Madness is over because now I'll pay attention to it.
Because you were too consumed by Southern Cal's great basketball run, or what? I'm sorry.
He's a Louisiana or a Louisville basketball.
I couldn't
We'll get it
resist.
straight.
I'm sorry.
We'll get it straight.
Yeah, one of those teams.
Yeah, one thing at a time, though. I mean, it's I'm a March Madness junkie. So
how are you on the matter of the draft?
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you on the draft.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you mine, 2 cents right now before we get a break and just weigh in on this. Look, if it's your thing, that's fine. You go for it. But I asked the question, why all the fuss about the NFL draft? Okay, all you draftniks or whatever you call these days, forgive me in advance. I'm just not all that excited about what's coming up on Thursday. I get that horse trading and choosing sides is a very big part of our sports culture, but the NFL has been blown up so big, this draft's been blown up so big that by ESPN, we have been deluded into thinking it's actually some kind of sporting event. Actually an event. It's not. They don't keep score, and even if they did keep score, they couldn't give anything in real time because they wouldn't know for 5 years. I get everybody's got an opinion on whether Jadeveon, he's called these days, Clowney is another Lawrence Taylor, or if he's got the work ethic of a Manny Ramirez. And will Houston take him? I get that Johnny Manziel might be the next Joe Namath or maybe another Mark Sanchez. Or he'll be broken in half by the Ndamukong Suh. And that in Tampa and Cleveland and Oakland, they're lighting candles and saying prayers like, please, God, send us a quarterback, and we'll never complain again about our offense. For all you NFL cellar dwellers, this is get back time. You know hopers who will check out every December and check back in May, this is your time, whatever that means. Send me an email when you figured out how your team just got his ticket punched for the Super Bowl by what happens on Thursday at the NFL draft. As for me, I'll take my draft in a beer glass.
Amen.
Yes, sir. You know what? After the 2001 draft, I had so many friends of mine that called me. Did you see we got Michael Vick with the Falcons? You see the Falcons? We got the first off the Falcons got. We didn't get anything. And now we know he was a dog murderer who wasn't as good as everybody thought he was. So, hello, 2001, great draft for the Falcons.
You know what the answer to this is the fact that this is such a football-starved nation these days. This is going to give the football people who just have to have it 12 months a year in some way, shape, or form their fix.
It's useless, but the NFL's genius for creating it.
Well, and there's a suspense element to it, and you know that
unless you're Brady
Quinn,
Quinn, and then you really don't like the draft at all.
The other part of this is the fact that free agency is so much bigger now. Back when it wasn't, I think the draft was more significant. You had more rounds and players chosen for your colleges that when they had more players in the pool. So I can understand that. But really, what changes your game, what changes you now more than anything else, is free agency and trades. And I remember as good a quarterback as I ever saw play came to the Denver Broncos through a trade, not a draft.
He did.
John Elway. So, and by the way, Peyton Manning was not drafted by the Broncos. So
that's right.
I understand, but what you said is true, both of you, that people can't get enough NFL. Give me some football. I want more football. Give me something. I don't care what it is. And, of course, they know this, and the ESPN's done a terrific job of packaging it, making it interesting and what have you. And so you guys going to watch it?
No.
No.
No,
see? So I'm not the only one.
I can care less.
No, I'm not watching it, no.
Ryan, you going to watch it?
I may watch the first round.
All right, he may watch the first
round.
To
me, it's the same day. To me, it's the same thing as National Signing Day. Useless.
Yeah, I think it's very similar, Tom. You're right.
It is similar.
It's a very similar. And here's what I don't get about National Signing Day. When I looked the stats up of what Urban Meyer did his last 3 years in the draft, and you go by these rankings.
You mean National Signing Day?
I mean Signing Day. The recruiting years, top 5 all 3 years.
Every single year. Yep.
2 years later, the head coach of Florida is saying, I got an empty cupboard. I got no players. What happened to those guys that they got?
Well, there are lists out there that always go back and re-rank recruiting classes in retrospect, in hindsight 2020, and they're a heck of a lot different than they are when they actually come out. When you're right on top of it.
You're right. And someone did a story one time, I wish I could find it, many years ago. They went back and looked at all these picks, number 1 draft choices versus who were the Hall of Fame players. Guess where they came from? 4th, 5th, 8th round picks. Not so many first-round picks. I mean, shall I bring up Montana? Shall I bring up Tom Brady and on and on and on?
On and on, yeah.
The guys who are great players.
The last 20 Super Bowls, out of the last 20 Super Bowls, 31 of the 40 quarterbacks were taken somewhere in the first round, and 14 of the last 20 winners were taken in the first round.
Well, by the way, the quarterbacks is the key position. I can pick a quarterback. How tough is that? You know, it doesn't take that much skill to pick a quarterback. I can tell you for sure that I know for a fact that Johnny Manziel is going to be a good player. I just don't know if it's going to be durable or not. All right, so Spencer's here. I thought Spencer was on Thursdays. Is it Tuesday?
I thought it was Thursdays, but he's in the green room.
All right, well, we'll bring him in here in a minute.
Okay.
And Spencer, where had Spencer been? We might give him his debut. He comes on. We got to get a lot of important people on there. So
I know.
All right, we'll give Spencer's going to have a minute and a half when we come back. Spencer, who made his Sports Talk debut last week, will join us next right here on Around the Water Cooler, Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Happiness is you, because I'm happy that alone if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
Mother of All Mother's Day drawing coming up next Wednesday. And Tom, Don Pardo, tell them what they win.
You can win a all-expense-paid trip to the properties to get a cut, color, and style. Classes at KMF Fitness. You can also win an all-expense-paid trip for 4 for dinner at Eaton's Beach, Sandbar and Grill.
There you go.
You can also win 4 tickets to the historic Marion Theater.
4 of them.
2 rounds of golf to the Ocala Golf Club. $50 gift certificate to Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood.
Too much here? I mean,
$50 gift certificate to Mojo's Grill and Catering Company.
How about this Sunday Mother's Day thing?
No. There's 2 tickets to Symphony Under the Stars. And for the mother who gets all of that, so she doesn't have time to clean the house, there's a $125 gift card to 2 brooms and a mop for house cleaning.
Get out of here.
All that can be yours in the mother of all Mother's Day giveaways right here from Properties, Kinetic Motion Fitness, and the voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin on The Source.
Whenever something big happens in Ocala and Marion County, Buddy Martin is there on the case.
John Gruden, ESPN Monday Night Football. Today, spoke to the group here at the Gateway Bank. I'm going to play a little game of just word association with you. One, Ocala.
Ocala is just a great community. It's a great group of people.
John Gruden coaching again.
One of these days I'll be back.
So remember, always check out Buddy Martin on the Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
I'm Jane Metzler. Allegations of falsified hospital records, deadly delays in medical care, now calls in Congress for the Secretary of Veterans Affairs to resign.
Senate Veterans Affairs Committee Republican Jerry Moran is demanding a top-to-bottom overhaul.
I asked the Secretary to submit his resignation, and I asked President Obama to accept that resignation.
A Kansas Republican is joining the American Legion in calling for Veterans Affairs Secretary Eric Shinseki to step down. The Obama administration earlier this week said the president remains confident in Shinseki's ability to lead the department.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern. Golden State Warriors coach Mark Jackson losing his job. His team lost to the LA Clippers in the NBA playoffs. With sell-offs in financial and discretionary consumer stocks, the Dow down 130, the Nasdaq off 57, the S&P down 17. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now, another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he developed a debilitating case of foot asthma, and the only way to cure it was to go to Golfsmith. There, he could pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. His wife probably didn't believe in foot asthma, but at least now she could clear the house of all those foot inhalers. Pick up the new Nike TW14 golf shoes with enhanced breathability. Only $169.99 at Golfsmith. Anything for golf.
Make your small business even smarter with ADT Security Services. Through June 1st, get $250 instant savings on select ADT business packages. Improve your operations with 24/7 burglary monitoring, remote climate and lighting control, secure real-time video, and more. So call ** ADT from your cell phone. That's ** 238. ADT, our business is helping your business. 36-month monitoring contract required. For applicable terms and conditions, visit ADT.com. Florida EF000.
Earn an income and regain your health.
My name is Dave. I've been a type 2 diabetic for about 20 years. Before I was introduced to the product, my sugar was running in the 200s. Now it's anywhere between 80 and 100, and I earn $500 to $1,000 a month.
I lowered my cholesterol 100 points. Because I shared with other people, I've been able to be a stay-at-home mom. I've earned over $100,000 a year, and I've been able to travel the world with this company. I am very excited.
I'm Paul. I had a son with 60 food allergies, and he's done wonderful. I got laid off after a 24-year career. We started working this full-time. Within a year and a half, we had $4,000 or $5,000 profit every month. Recently, we had 1 month that went over $12,000. We love this company.
Do you need more income? The science of epigenetics is getting attention from the medical community, National Cancer Institute, American Heart Association, and others. Call Arlene and Dave 352-239-1032. 352-239-1032.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
The nights are cool and I'm a fool, each star's a pool of water, cool water.
Around the water cooler today, we got a full house. Tom Schmitz, Tom James. We've got Austin, we've got Ryan, and now we got the guy who made his debut here a couple of weeks ago. He works down the hall down there. I think he's the boss of, I believe he runs Macy's. I'm not sure one of those jobs he does down there. Our man Spencer, Man of Steel. Spencer, how you been, man?
I've been awesome. I've been great. Been waiting for this day.
All right, what have you been doing? You been watching any hoop?
Honestly, yes. How about Damian Lillard?
Yeah, how about that?
What
a play. Talk about a big-time shot. That was a big-time shot.
Goodness. I'm going to tell you right now, if he ain't had ladies, he has ladies now. I'll tell you that.
Got some ladies now. All right. Damian Lillard, he's a ladies' man right now, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
All right, so you're going to talk about ladies? What you going to talk about today?
Well, let's talk about football. I've been reading a lot of articles about baby-proofing football.
Okay.
Baby-proofing football. It's a big controversy, different things right now. They're going into trying to make it safer for players, which is understandable, but at the same time, it's still a contact sport. That's what football is, a contact sport. You know, you can't change everything. Like, they stopped the running backs from tucking the head and hitting the player with the helmet, but you can't stop them all. You can't stop them all. I mean, that's what you learn from Pee Wee, from Pop Warner, the high school, the college. And that's what you learn. Tuck that ball, use your head, lower your shoulder, and hit the player. I mean, if you do that, it's going to be the NFFL, the National Flag Football League. That's how I feel where it's going right now if they don't change things. And it's just going pretty bad.
So do you think you need to man up and play the man's game? Is that what you're saying?
Honestly, yes, sir. I mean, it's a game of contact. I mean, if that's the case, you might as well play golf.
All right, that's good. I understand that. I get that. There's some other things in youth football, though, you got to be careful of. Like, you don't want to put your head down in youth football. Yeah, that's where you get in trouble if you put your head down. And if you're tackling, you never put your head down, keep it up. But I get where you're going from. You're calling it baby proofing?
Yes, baby proofing.
Right,
yeah,
that's pretty good. Baby proofing.
I like his attitude.
Yeah, I know. Front Tom would like it.
I love that.
Yeah,
it's a mean, nasty, ugly game, and it needs to stay that way. If you don't want to play it, don't play it.
You know what they're doing, though?
But don't ease it up.
Next year, they're going to put skirts on quarterbacks. You can't touch them.
Red shirts, just like in college, red shirts.
All right.
I would be thrown out of the game.
What else is going on, Spencer?
You got the Heat tonight.
Yeah.
The Heat.
What do you think? LeBron didn't get the MVP. You're okay with that?
Oh, I'm awesome with that. No offense to LeBron.
KD,
He's awesome.
you like him?
KD, he deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah,
I mean, him and Westbrook right now, in order for the Thunder to take over, Westbrook and Durant have to come to an agreement. There's two leaders right now. That's Westbrook and Durant. You can't have two leaders. You have to have one. And I'm going to go with Durant, the MVP of the league.
I like it.
Honestly.
All right. He's the Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, that's right.
Spencer, the Man of Steel. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for coming by.
No problem.
Appreciate it. See you next week. Thursday, though, next week probably. All right? All right. We're going to go to we have the hotline. We have our guest on yet?
We're efforting to get him right now.
Okay. Well, you're giving me the high sign. I thought maybe we were good to go.
We're efforting to get him.
I'm having a hard time reading the signals down here. Can you give me this?
Got him.
Is this the hit and run, or what is this right here? I don't know.
We have him now.
I don't know what that is. Let's go talk to a guy who actually knows a little about football, instead of just us. A guy who covers the Jaguars for ESPN. We used to talk to him a lot when he covered the Gators, but not so much lately. He's a pretty powerful man. He just got one of his friends' job as the voice of the Jaguars. I think it's because of Mike DiRocco that Frank Frangie got the job as the voice of the Jaguars. Is that right?
I believe that is the case. And, he's my agency is not the typical, 3%? I am up around the 40% mark, so I'm doing very well for myself, yeah.
Pretty cool for our friend, huh?
Absolutely, that's great. It's going to be weird not hearing Brian Sexton, but, nobody's voice is connected to Jacksonville, I think, after David Landon, maybe Frank Frangie.
Right, he is Jacksonville, right.
Yep.
What happened to the other guy? Where'd he go?
He is going to work with the team's website. There's some new NFL initiative where all the team websites are going to be sort of more interlinked, I think, basically, and they're going to be sharing a lot of NFL video content and all this other stuff. So he's going to be a senior correspondent there, do some writing, some video. He'll still be very, very involved, just won't be in the radio booth.
Mike, what is the feeling about the draft choice? I mean, I know a lot of people would love to see Manziel there, but it didn't sound like that's what's in the future for the Jags. What are you hearing there about their pick?
I think if it's not, I think it's going to be Jadeveon Clowney, Khalil Mack, or Sammy Watkins, whichever one falls. If Clowney's somehow able to fall to them, they would probably do handstands on the way down to throw his name in. I don't think that happens, but I do think it's probably going to be Khalil Mack or Sammy Watkins. I don't think they go quarterback early in the first, although, the other day Dave Caldwell saying Johnny Manziel is probably the most ready to play right away. Seems to, maybe he is a guy they're considering now. But I just haven't heard anything from the people I'm talking to change my mind that it's going to be Mack or Watkins. And they can't go wrong with either one because both are great players, both fill a huge need they have. Probably would say in that case I would personally lean to Mack just because there's more depth at receiver in the draft and you can get some other guys, but it's not as deep in terms of pass rushers and elite linebackers. So that would be the way I would go and the way I think they will go.
Now, Mack appears he's getting rave reviews. I mean, even Merrill Hodge, who, by the way, I don't much care for, says he's the greatest he's ever seen, what have you. But they're raving about his ability to play inside, outside. He's the best athlete, he's the best football player, whatever. You get right down to it between a guy like Clowney, who is a game changer. I mean, he may not be Lawrence Taylor. He's a game changer. When you line him up out there, he's going to impact what the offensive coordinator does. You take him versus Mack, which one would you pick?
I would take Clowney. I think Clowney's going to be phenomenal. And I hear all these people talking about, well, he may not fit in the fit. He's the best pass rusher to come out in the last 10, 15 years. You know how you fit? You say to him, look, see that guy? That's the quarterback. Kill him. That's how he fits. I mean, I don't understand people saying he doesn't really fit in this scheme. Who cares? You kind of build it around him. He's going to. Teams are in sub packages more than 50% of the time anyway. So
get a new scheme for crying out loud.
Yeah.
If that's doesn't fit, get a new one.
Let him go. Yeah, 15 sacks. 18, 20 sacks. Yeah, that'll fit anywhere. So I would take Clowney. But afterwards, like I said, if it's a choice between the other two, I would go Mack. But yeah, without a doubt, to me, the best player in the draft is Clowney. It always has been. And I think anyone who would choose anyone else over him, would just be making a mistake, in my opinion.
Hey, it's.
I got to get his mic turned on. Hold on a second. Tom James has a question for you.
Sorry about that. It's Tom James. The Jags need all the help they can get as far as star power, and in lots of places. I mean, how far away, are the Jags from being any kind of a contender at this point?
I think with what they've done in free agency this year, and if they do a solid job in the draft, and let's say, for example, they go Khalil Mack with number 3, and then in the second round, the early part of the second round, they get a quarterback, whether it's, Mettenberger or, McCarron or Garoppolo, one of those 2 kids or 3 kids, then they've taken another step. I think that this year coming up, and if they do a solid job the rest of the way in the draft, I think they can be a team that challenges the 500 mark this year. And then I think the 2015 season is the season where you can kind of point to them and say, okay, they had solid draft first year, solid draft second year, done some good things in free agency both years. Now they've got their quarterback that's spent the last year learning, is ready to kind of take over here. They can be a team that can challenge for a playoff spot in year 3. But I think if people are expecting that this year, I think that's a little much because you mentioned that there's a lot of holes still on this roster, and while you can fill some through the draft, you can't fill them all, and they've got a lot more work to do on the offensive line, certainly a wide receiver. Running back is still a question, even though they signed Toby Gerhardt. And they've got to beef up the linebackers. Back would help, certainly, but they need to get faster there. And
all right, D-Rock. Appreciate it very
Sorry.
much. I'm still kind of mad because they didn't draft Tebow. I said go get Johnny Manziel. D-Rock, we're up against the clock. We appreciate your time, buddy, and enjoy your Thursday, all right?
All right, thanks.
Michael DeRocco from ESPN covers the Jaguars. Take a break, come back. We'll go long next with Tom Schmitz, who's chomping at the bit down there to talk about what he's going to say. Coming up next right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. WOCA.
The Source.
Hi, Robin. You look tired.
I am. I've been running all over town.
Why? Why not drive?
I need to get the stupid document notarized.
Well, that's easy. You need personal service.
Duh. That's what I've been looking for.
You need to go see Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can notarize that for you, make copies, fax it wherever, or send it out in the mail. Heck, he can even scan it and email it for you.
Really? Where is he at?
2375 Northeast 25th Avenue, on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street. You can call him at 789-6683.
Personal Service Center. Thanks, Larry.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Back around the water cooler on a busy Tuesday. Tom Schmitz, Tom James, Austin Statman, Tatman. Ryan's in the house, and the man of steel himself, Spencer.
We got a full table, don't we?
Full table and lots of guests and lots of things to talk about. And up next on Around the Water Cooler, go along with Tommy Schmitz.
As the Player Championship approaches, the question of when will Tiger make it back to the tour after back surgery is all over the place. It looks like, according to Tiger, it'll be sometime in the coming summer. I'm constantly hearing people, no names mentioned, Tom James, grumbling about what's the big deal about Tiger not being there. Look, there are 125 deserving guys playing great golf weekly. Why do we care when Tiger Woods will return instead of who's leading this whatever tournament's going on during that week? Well, it's because Tiger controls the average novice fan's interest, and his presence is directly attributable for the huge over $1 million purses awarded weekly on the PGA Tour nowadays. Yes, people still turn out for the weekly stops on tour, but TV viewership is down, and the only thing missing is Tiger. Yes, Tiger probably gets too much news coverage, Tom James, but it's not arguable that purse sizes and TV revenue are not driven by just good golf these days. It's driven by the best golfer of this era, Tiger Woods.
Won't argue a bit of that,
but
Tom
he ain't
Schmitz.
there.
But those purses are going in somebody else's pocket now, as long as he's on the sidelines.
All right, Tom, thank you. By the way, we'll be broadcasting up there.
Yeah, for
Thursday maybe too, and Friday we'll be up there partaking.
And Saturday.
And Saturday, correct. So there you go, Tom.
Why are we up there? Who brought it to us? The great folks at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club.
Give me a chance to say that. I was going to say, absolutely. Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club.
Thank you to the fine folks up there. They do a great job in golf in our area. A wonderful track. If you ever get the opportunity to play it, it's a must play.
Up next on Around the Water Cooler, go long, Tommy James.
Okay, and gentlemen, I'm going to pose the question
Shondale's
to
too.
You. Yeah, well, right. That's one job I haven't had. Pose the question to you and everybody else. Of the four major pro sports in America, which has the most exciting postseason? I'm going to start with the NBA, and when you have a great rivalry, I'm not sure any of the other leagues can top the NBA. Great rivalry as if we're talking about the Lakers and the Celtics. But the downside is officiating drives the playoffs way too often, and the last 5 minutes of the games are really all that matter. Next to the NHL, many argue that hockey's postseason is second to none. Most games go down to the wire in the race for Lord Stanley's Cup, more than in any other sport, really. And in a split second of a Game 7, it's all over. Somebody's moving on, and somebody's going home. Unfortunately, though, the playoffs last too long, and too many teams get in. Next, the NFL. Popularity-wise, football wins out by a landslide. This is no secret. You could say that football really is the only sport left that's not a niche sport anymore. I'll maybe do a minute and a half on that next week. There are no series, and it's one and done. I just think that more often than not, the Super Bowl gives us a fizzle of an ending to it all. And finally, Major League Baseball. The postseason is in a fantastic place now. I love the new wild card format with the one-and-dones. They get in, but it allows the division winners to have an advantage. So the emphasis is on what you earned in the regular season. I think they've got it right. And because baseball has no clock, it's inherently never over till it's over. So I'll rank them for you in my mind. Number 1, best playoffs, baseball. Number 2, the NHL. 3rd, the NBA. And 4th, the NFL. Tom Schmitz?
I think you have left out one glaring pro sports league.
Soccer.
The NCAA men's basketball tournament.
Pro sports league, okay.
Yeah,
that's an argument for another day.
When you make billions of dollars, you're a pro sports league, and it's the most exciting postseason period.
Yeah,
I would argue with you somewhat on that, and even though I would actually sort of reverse it, I would think NFL. Even though we have not even talked about the fact that they're making them longer again, you know, it's only. You know, it's not as long a season in terms of games. There are fewer games. You get there quicker. There's still a lot of big games that mean a lot during the regular season because the playoff, if you're getting toward the playoff situation. Yeah, they got maybe one too many wild cards, but I think they got it pretty much right in the NFL because you got weeks of 4 or 5 weeks of playoff games leading up to the conclusion as opposed to 2 months, which the NBA has got. It's all about the playoffs. And there is no regular season. And that's the problem with the NBA.
I heard a stat, Tom, that said the NBA and the Major League Baseballs take 1.5 months for baseball, 2 months for basketball. Hockey takes about a month and a week. Baseball, a month and a week. Hockey, a month and a half. NBA, a month and a half. Football, 16 days after the playoff starts, you know who's playing the Super Bowl.
Well, let me just say this about baseball. I think you get the best of both worlds in the way that the baseball playoffs are set up now. You get the do-or-die, one-and-done situation of the wild cards. Then you get the division winners having the advantage, so it makes the regular season matter in the sense that you've earned that. So it gives you the best of both worlds. And that's to me, why I love the way they have baseball set up now.
I'm a purist. And I know this is not what they'll ever go back to, but I just wish we'd go back to one winner in the National League, one winner in the American League, and play the World Series.
The only problem with that is that by the time, August comes around, most
2/3,
cities,
3/4 of the teams
games don't matter, and so now you have races that bring more cities still into the playoff chase later into the season.
I agree with
what you have to think about. However, is also college football, which is now expanded to a 4-game playoff, and ultimately will be 8 games and upwards. Now what you have is a devaluing of the regular season because those games are so critical during the regular season for so many reasons. Because if you lose one, you probably might going to be out of it. Now you got a chance with more teams getting in where Alabama and Auburn doesn't count as much, And I think that's the thing. Don't devalue the regular season. The NBA has cheapened its regular season in a big way. Baseball to a lesser degree, but certainly has. NFL is having Thursday night games now. But I think right now the football has the best advantage because there were fewer games, and consequently, like Tom said, you reach a conclusion quicker.
But don't think that if they could play a 4 out of 7 series in the NFL, which of course they can, they would.
Yeah, but can we all agree that the most exciting postseason in professional sports is NCAA men's college basketball?
No question about it.
Well, it's all in a matter of 1 month. It's what the season is too.
And it's the best pro sports league tournament that there is.
You guys are forgetting about soccer, man. I don't know what's wrong with you. Come on now.
Yeah, there's a reason JJ's no longer here.
Poor JJ. Well, you wouldn't know it if he was or wasn't. He never shows up. Spencer, thanks for dropping by today, buddy, and thanks for your comments on baby-proofing football. We'll see about that. Played right into Tom Schmidt's hand on that one. You'll regret that day, I got to tell you. And interesting conversation today about the seasons, about the commentaries, about the NFL draft. Raise your hand if you're going to watch more than just the first day of the NFL draft. Anybody? 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 Spencer, 1 and 2. He's watching. There's a man that's going to watch the NFL draft.
Raise your hand if you're going to watch the first round of the NFL draft.
I'll watch the first round. So we got 3 people in here going to watch it. Us young studs are the ones that are going to be watching it. So, yeah, I'll watch some. Be interesting to see what happens to some of the players. I know a lot depends on what kind of player you got, like Blake Bortles and whatever. All right, guys, I want to thank you very much. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Tom Schmitz. Also, our guests, Angie Lewis, Dave Pingalore, Mike Duraco, and Tom James. Our man, A-Man, Statman, Tatman, and Ryan and Spencer Manisteel. I'm Buddy Martin. Have a great night, everybody.
She grew up in an Indiana town.